Hey, Cats fans. Well. We are here for another episode of PostGame Live. What is it? Saturday, the 12th of July, after the Cats went down to the Giants again in 2025. This time, 17 goals, 9, 111 to 13 goals, 785. After a red hot start from the Catters, let's just be honest, we came out of the blocks flying with the first 3 goals of the game, and then chalk and cheese. Really, it's very very Geelong like. Not to say we played like this every week, but it's the type of performance you've seen before, where we look great 1 minute. Probably the closest one for me was like we looked $1 million against Sydney last year. I think we kicked the first 6 goals of the game. Couldn't do a thing wrong. All of a sudden couldn't do a thing right for the rest of the game. But let me start off by also saying the Giants are an incredible football side. They look good and they played really well tonight. So congratulations to them. Congrats on 250 games to Lockie Whitfield. Well deserved. And boys, unfortunately, it's just not our night. It just seemed to a bit of a mental virus seemed to spread through the whole side, and we couldn't pull it together. So, yes, this is Postgame Live. It's a bit like Talkback Radio. We'd love to get you on for a chat. I've got a couple of people in the queue already. I am going to copy the guest link if you want to jump on. I've got Paul coming on first. I reckon I might just get him on. What do you reckon, everyone? Yeah, here he is. Paul James. Let's see what he's got to say about this one.
What's up?
I'm doing my best, mate. To not be
here's why I haven't been on Postgame Live. I've got to see that fucking turtles thing every time. Sorry, fellas. I'm misbehaving. I'll be better.
Get your fingers off the buttons too, Paul, because I know what you want to do, but I'm not going to let
you
do
No. I had my fun with the Paul James show the other night. No. Now I've just got the shits up. So, doesn't matter. Sorry.
We're talking about the big sound. I'm not letting him play it tonight. He's not playing it. He's not playing it.
No, I'm not. I had my fun during my own show, got it out of the way, not expecting to have to worry about it again. I was wrong.
Yeah. Must have been feeling pretty good in the first quarter, though. The first 20 seconds with the Sean Manor goal.
Yeah, things were going all right in that regard. And then it's just the inability to win the ball at the coalface really is what did us in today. I know, like, there's certainly other aspects of the game that were weak, and I'd argue that actually, I don't think I'm arguing. I think most people would probably take my side on this one. I don't think it's an outlandish opinion to say that. I don't think everyone was really, I don't know. I don't think the commitment to the ball was where it needed to be tonight for the majority of players. I won't say all, but for the majority. And that just allowed us to get dominated around clearances for the entire game. I'm used to maybe losing the center clearance and then seeing that balanced out by stoppage, but we were losing in that regard as well. We just couldn't get our hands on the ball in the middle. Big Briggsy was dominating Reece after Reece started really well. He dominated Reece, and the midfielders got on top. They got first access to it. We were chasing tail the whole time. We just starved of opportunity at the end of the day. I don't know, like, people might try and point to the inside 50 count and say, oh, we led in that regard, but there was a lot of that junk time at the end there that kind of skewed that. Not to mention when we did get possession and tried to deliver it inside 50, it was just the disposal inside 50 was awful. I'm just double checking the numbers now to hopefully that matches the eye test. 51.8% efficiency inside 50 to GWS, 35% to us. Our average is 51.9, so we're way down on the usual there. We just couldn't get the ball inside 50 with any sort of semblance of cohesion and cleanliness. And when we did, we looked all right. Massive props to, and I know that the chat has already pumped him up a bit, but massive props to big scratcher Pizza Neal, who got on the end of a few after having a bit of a dogged time of it, kind of through late in the first and then early in the second.
All free kicks against Paul, but no, he kicked 5 goals. So,
and I think, to be fair, I think a couple of those were free kicks against him too, the way he was hanging off on different occasions. But and he I guess the thing that really impressed me most, and I guess I'll kind of hone in on positives because there's not necessarily a huge number of them here, but I kind of as a few people have taken my swings at someone like Sam de Koning for his negativity and the way he gets down, and then the way that just kind of impacts him and potentially others for the rest of the game. there was a period there with Shannon Neal where he was starting to really throw his hands around, really starting to get the shits up about the whole situation. And to his great credit, he pulled his head in, pulled up his socks, and went back after it again. And didn't let that kind of derail his entire day, and he ended up being much better off for it, kicking in. Well, I think it was another 4 from that point onwards. So from the second quarter onwards. So I think that was a really good, mature response from him. And it's what you want to see in terms of a development of a key forward, because it's not always going to go your way. And sometimes you are going to make mistakes. Sometimes you are going to get a few dodgy calls go against you as well. He also reaped the benefits of one that was clearly out on the full and
a little bit
the mark and kicked a beautiful goal, by the way. Holy, that was an incredible kick. I've got a lot of respect for the way he carried himself. I tried
to stir the pot with the GWS social media team after that mark and goal on the boundary. I don't know if they've bitten yet. I know you told me not to.
You're a dumb shit.
I know you told me not to, but I was like, oh, probably come back to bite me. But if not, oh well, they probably don't rate us anymore. They're not worth it. We're not worth their time.
Yeah, possibly. I know they had a bit of fun with it last time around, but anyway, I think just first access to the ball, first possession, the midfield killed us tonight. There was, and look, I'll probably need to replay or rewatch it, which will be awful.
Gee.
But
I'm not going to do that.
Feels like Max Holmes didn't spend nearly enough time near the middle tonight. I feel like maybe later in the game he started to get injected into the center, but it feels like he was maybe a bit more off. I could be wrong. The ball was just being whisked out of the center so quickly. I feel like he wasn't playing out of the guts as much. I could be wrong. Someone please, if you know otherwise, clarify for me. It's purely the eye test and some memory and kids screaming around me throughout the entire afternoon. So
he looks frustrated.
I could be wrong there, but
Maxie looks frustrated the last 2 or 3 weeks. There's just a couple of body language issues. He's looked great at times. But yeah, he's letting it get to him a lot. You can see, I don't know whether he's got a higher expectation of his own performance now, or whether the tactics of the Oppo are getting to him a little bit. But yeah, there's some signs there that he's not liking the way things are going, and he's still one of our best players week to week. Like, don't get me wrong, but yeah.
Couple others popping in the chat just highlighting he was playing off half back a bit, so I wasn't off the money there. Like I didn't understand that decision making either. When you're getting kind of trounced for speed, these players are getting first opportunity and then speeding away from our midfield. You might put the guy who's got the greatest wheels in there to try and chase him down or compete or beat him to the punch, but. There was some structural things that I wasn't wild about, but also a lot of players well down on their usual output. And like I said before, I just don't think the intensity was where it needed to be tonight.
They looked off. They really, really looked off. I mean, they came out with a lot of energy, which was fantastic. But yeah, just something seemed, I don't know, they just seemed to be lacking something. They lacked a bit of spirit as well, I guess. How do you quantify, or I don't know how you'd sort of assess that, but
that's usually represented through. And look, I know there's some KFC herbs and spices and algorithm sort of stuff that goes into that pressure rating that gets generated. I know there's quite a few different data sources that all get compiled there, but I think that's a pretty good representative of whether you're the whole there to play sort of thing. That data usually reflects that, and we were getting pounded. In that respect, the majority of the game.
Does the eye test for you reflect on Frosty's votes?
Yeah, I think Grime was best on. Shannon Neal. Yeah, I could go with that. Connor O'Sullivan. I can't think of any particular error, like egregious errors or mistakes he made, and obviously they were under siege at different points as well. So. I'll have to stew on my one, but I could agree with the 3 and the 2 for sure. And then I'll give a bit of thought to the 1. But I mean, look, this could have been a whole lot worse for us in terms of the net result from the game as well, in terms of the margin, in terms of Tom Stewart obviously going down pretty early on, and that was a bit of a worry there. I looked at that and I thought, oh, there we go. There's the foot or the knee. Obviously, Jeremy Cameron's was playing pretty lame for the majority of it. Got through, which is I guess a good sign, but this could have ended up being carnage for us at the end of the day, and it wasn't. So, good
point, Jesselenko.
Jezza says that, but the coaches will still have to give out theirs for Kaji, so we all get in on it. That's fine. Yeah, look, it's hard to find people who genuinely won in their position for the night, but I don't know.
Yeah.
There's probably a few changes that need to occur. Like I've obviously backed in Jack Bowes quite a bit over the last couple of years. I don't think he was near. I mean, he's not, his greatest asset is not his disposal efficiency, but he made some pretty wayward, kicked some pretty wayward ones, made a few odd choices at different stages through the game. There's a few others that I could, with some of the players starting to queue up to come back. Sam de Koning started on his way back. Tyson Stengel presumably next week. He was obviously close enough to the mark where he might have been selected this week. They opted not to in the end. I assume, the family reasons kept him out a little bit longer. But there's a few of the troops that are ready to come back, and there's a few that didn't put their best foot forward today. I don't know.
We'll see whether Tom and Jerry get a game next week. They'll get a game if they're well enough, but they both looked a bit lame tonight. Jezza with the high hip, I think, or whatever. Somewhere around that. Anyway,
I heard people talking about flexes. I heard hips. I'm hoping that's all it is, and not, well, it doesn't seem like it's muscular. But
here we go. Kerry's gone. Kerry's the first. Kerry's the first.
Oh,
Kerry. We love him. But
hang on. I'm going to quickly toss him on screen. Keep those hand gestures up, fellas.
Oh dear. We'll be with you soon, fellas.
Look, I don't agree with Kerry. Obviously, George had a bad one, but so did the entire midfield unit. And I'll go back to they just couldn't get hands on the ball. They were all poor. I don't know. I get there's pick on the young bloke, pick on the inexperienced bloke, but
picking on King's picking on
but
Danger.
Also,
off to Essendon apparently. I don't know if you're pulling my leg there or what, but I don't know.
We love Danger. But also he was a bit the same. He couldn't get near it as well. And he played a bit of time in the midfield at the very beginning of the game. That's when we looked pretty solid. I don't think he necessarily got the ball much at that particular point, but he used his body really well.
Yep.
He went forward, and then all of a sudden he just disappeared. Jez has just popped in. Yeah, it's his second game. Let's give George a break.
I had it, to be fair to Kerry.
Sorry, I saw Brendan go looking at the screen. Don't worry, mate. I think that's a defensive comment for George there. I think that's Jessica coming in to defend George. That's my interpretation.
Definitely second game, but
yeah, there we go.
He wasn't going to play that well against GWS anyway. It didn't seem to be the right type of game for George Stevens. But let's cut him some slack. Second game in, he's got enough credits in the bank after last week for me. But whether he plays next week, who knows? We'll see.
I don't think Kerry's taken too well to the birds being flipped, but yeah, I really struggle to come up with players who genuinely won in the contest tonight. Which I'll go through it in more detail, and I'll eventually do my video. I might hold till tomorrow until I've had a chance to really, really sit on this one. The scoreline a little bit flattering at the end. Obviously, some junk time goals at the end there as well. But also, you could see the fluency in the game again too. I don't know. GWS put the cue in the rack. They were playing it safe. But
we should have a choose your own adventure type of match review from you, Paul. Like Grumpy Paul or Paul who's had a good sleep and has thought about it a little bit. And
mate, most of the time I record these the next morning. Half the time I just sit there and say, "Oh, we've just finished the game," but really I've had about 12 hours to sit on it.
I'd like to choose. Could do the same.
Peek behind the curtains for everyone there.
We could do a competing post-game live where you go on and you talk rationally and I come on and act like an absolute idiot, and people can choose which kind of stupidity they want to follow. Do they want to?
Mate, I do rational for a little while, and then we get it. Like if I'm hosting post-game live, I do rational fairly well for about an hour or so, and then all of a sudden someone cracks one little joke about, well, usually Lucas, and that's it. We're off to the races at that point. The whole show falls apart. So I get all my responsible people out of the way first, and then the shit show begins.
Can we get the hoodies on for Lucas tonight? Hoodies for I can't get this over.
He briefly popped in there, and he is in the chat as well. Yeah. He said Danger's worst game for the club, which is probably not wrong actually. But Danger's the bar for Danger has also been ridiculously high for his entire career. So when he has a bad one, I guess it stands out.
Season over? No, it's not season over. We've got a good run home.
Someone say that. Oh
no, it's not season over. I'm just kidding.
That said, the whole top 2, top 4 thing has taken a massive blow. Obviously we've got a very soft run to finals, and but I said it on the Paul James show, and I said it in the predictions video I put together. Sydney are starting to play top 8 football, so they may not make it. They probably left themselves too big of a mountain to climb, but and they probably need a few results to go their way beyond that as well. And certainly this one wouldn't have helped their cause. But like, they're playing good football. You've got to. I'm getting roaming out of here. That's bullshit.
I have withdrawn that comment too, roaming. I have withdrawn that.
We've let a real opportunity slip. Adelaide also beating the Dogs today really hurt when it came to the top 2 thing as well. So we could have made top 2 and dropped this one, but certainly today's result hasn't helped our cause. And I mean, sorry, the Adelaide and Dogs.
Yeah. You win 6 straight from here, we'll be fine. And it's more
Look, I'd like to think the top 4, but again, it's the type of football we've been playing lately against the real gun teams has not been up to standard.
I mean, it's out of our control, really. Adelaide and Brisbane just keep winning, and potentially Hawthorn, who might leapfrog us this round. If they just don't drop a game from here on in, well, there goes your top 4. It's unlikely, and I believe that there are some. I can't remember exactly the matchups, but there's probably like 21, 22 top 8 matchups still to play out.
I think all 3 of those teams that you just mentioned have to play against the Pies along the way. Now, obviously, the Pies just lost to Gold Coast, but Colligan basically doesn't have to leave the MCG for the rest of the year. So.
Yeah, so it's not like those teams above us are just playing teams in the bottom half of the 8. They are playing a few games more than probably what they'd like to be. I think playing against each other. We've got the softest run ever. Collingwood's got a pretty tough run, but they should be fine with it with a cushion there. I don't think Collingwood would be too fussed about losing that game, but yeah, they'll bounce back next week and put that.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Collingwood in terms of what they do for.
I kind of want Collingwood to finish top. Play them at the MCG if we finish. If we end up finishing 4th, well, we get a qualifying final against them at the MCG, and we'll just roll them like we did earlier in the year.
My stomach just turned inside me at the very thought of having to deal with the Pies in the finals.
We'll be fine. They hate us in finals.
Look at you. Since when have you become the cool, calm, we'll be fine sort of bloke?
I've taken this new approach, Paul. I've taken a very, very zen-like approach. I've been listening to Jake and the chaps. Look at Lucas; he's already on. He's going to have a bit of a wait because you've got a few people. You've got a few people ahead of you. That'll do. That's coming later, everyone. That'll come a bit later. Where's my candle? Hang on. I'll get one up.
Yeah, we need to. I'll take myself out of this for a second. I'll put the 2 of you together. Do you have a candle? Do you have anything there?
I don't have a candle, but I can.
Don't say a word, Lucas. Just stay quiet for the time being. I'm just going to add you back to the screen so we've got the side by side going here.
That's my candle. It's on my phone, Lucas.
All right.
Oh, hang on. I do have something to play, Paul, before I let you go, because I'll let you finish a little bit. But we have to absolutely play this.
I've got to with Dexter tonight.
You do. Let me play this one. I don't know if the sound will work, but we'll give this a go.
Step out of my way. This cannot end well.
The Giants social media team are at it again. I couldn't resist. I had to do that one. Oh dear, how good. No, what? What?
No, we're not doing it. All right, I'll get out of here. You got a show to run. I haven't popped up in here in a while, so thought I'd make a cameo given it's an appropriate time, and I'm going to go watch some Dexter and play some video games and eventually review this game.
Watch some Ninja Turtles? I don't know how loud that comes through. Probably not very loud. All right, mate.
Yeah, and don't play it for too long too, or we'll get copyright strike.
Don't watch the full replay. Just watch. If you have to watch it again, just watch the mini version or something. God, don't watch the whole thing. No good.
No, but it's the highlights and those sort of things aren't really going to show where the problems were for the Cats tonight.
Yeah.
Like it's not that. I mean, there was, there was obviously some moments of some brilliance from the Giants. There was also some moments of, we never at any point deserved to win tonight, and I can't remember the free kick count. I think it might have even been in our favor as well in the end. I'm double checking now, but where has it gone? 26-23 our way, but okay, a bit close, fairly
It wasn't
close.
the free kick count. It was the heavens above. It was the God above that was making the ball bounce left and right and every which way apart from.
I saw it in the Discord throughout the entire game, and they were 100% on the money, which was like the ball would bounce for them perfectly, and then it would bounce in ridiculous ways for us. In no way, shape, or form did that have any bearing on the final result. We deserved to lose this game, but holy shit, that didn't help.
For goodness me, was it so? Oh my god, it was one of those games. And it happens a few times a year where it's like, oh my, come on, at least 50, at least even out throughout the course of a game. But yeah,
but it is also, and this is not just a Cats exclusive thing. It's the risk you run when you try to play the type of fast moving game that Geelong tries to play, even when it doesn't work. Is that if it doesn't go your way, either someone it's just some brilliant play from the opposition, or the gods are against you. Whatever your reason is, the footy gods are against you. You get cut to ribbons going the other way. So
Flash isn't feeling very positive. Can I get your 3, 2, 1s, Paul? And this is if we're going with Ethan's rules, it's the Polished Turd Award tonight. But
yeah, okay, I'll lean into it. So I'll agree with I can't remember who it was that posted it before, but I will go 3 for Grind, 2 for Shannon Neal, but the 1. I don't know. And that's probably the glaring indictment on everyone on the team, really, because we were pretty woeful in
team effort.
Host of different areas.
1 vote, team effort.
Tom Atkins to be there or thereabouts. He had 7. I think this was a pretty poor game for him in some aspects of his game, but he's still got 7 clearances. He got 3 goal assists.
6 tackles.
Still got half a dozen tackles. Matty Rao's coming for him in that though too. By the way,
he is.
Matty Rao's coming with a wet sail right now. So, Tom Atkins probably gets it for me, but it's not because he did anything particularly brilliant. It's almost because everyone behind him was just shit house for the most part. So,
yeah.
But I'm not convinced that it's him, that he'd be my 1. But that's all right. I've got time to put it in for the Hoopies, so I'll stew on it later on.
Don't forget your votes. All right, enjoy Dexter.
Will do. I'm going to go sail the high seas to go get that episode, and then we'll start watching.
Never watched a single episode, but
Sorry. No, I'm referencing like piracy. The joke just went a mile over your head.
Okay, I thought that was some kind of Dexter thing. There you go.
I'm not paying for Peacock or whatever that bullshit platform is.
Peacock? Anyway.
I don't even think that's a thing out here.
Netflix, Disney.
It's not on Netflix.
Anyway. All right, mate.
Anyway, enjoy everyone. Have a good show.
See you in the morning whenever you do your thing.
See you, team.
Take care. And he's out. He's gone. But will he pop back in? Because I do have my little whiplash. I don't need it yet, though. There we go. All right. Let's get the man.
Thank you.
How's it going?
That was rough. I loved the intensity to start the game. I loved just some of the little deflections we were getting at the source, and then that just completely went away. It was trailing off by the end of the first quarter, and then just non-existent. How many times was Finn Callahan getting free from the middle? It was he's a hell of a player. He's as good as any. I think when it's all said and done, we're going to look back at the season he's having, and he and Tom Green might snatch some Brownlow votes away from each other, but he could go on to win one day, like the sort of season Jordan Dawson's having right now. He does a lot of the same stuff at the source, his kicks to stretch the field, and he's fast as hell. And think about this. We basically had 3 weeks to prepare for this. As obviously the players took their bye, but the coaches are still working.
Yep.
And it's not like we're going to spend the bulk of the prior 2 weeks just looking at Richmond. No disrespect to Richmond, but you do your basic stuff on them, and then you practice, your advanced scouting should have been on GWS, and yet it's like you could probably have asked, hey, coach, how do we plan on slowing Finn Callahan down? Who? It's like, do we not know who he is? I mean, Horace, he ripped us a new one last time, and it was how many times we would have a bad kick somewhere on the ground. Like, I love Brad Close, but this and the West Coast game both, radar was way off. It's funny that he did kick that really nice late goal that meant nothing.
Yeah.
They just exposed our speed, and I thought we did a really poor job adjusting to it. Like, Max Holmes taking kick-ins and playing out on the wing against such a fast opponent makes no sense. And saw a couple people say that, he was like playing, timid and tentative and afraid to get in there. But like, who else are you going to throw in there? He's got the tools to match up there. Like, the fear was that George Stevens just wasn't going to be fast enough, and he wasn't.
He wasn't.
Trial by fire. I'm not worried about him.
That's okay. He'll find his way. He'll slow the game down if he gets good enough over the time.
Oh, he will. I'm so unconcerned about that.
He'll play at his speed, and the game will change to suit. So,
but then you have, like, just matchup wise, this is a bad matchup. We do a lot better against a slower, more methodical team like Collingwood, whereas in a game like this, Tom Atkins isn't going to be able to do his usual stuff because there are just a lot of guys out there that are faster than him. And we're going to have to come up with some sort of creative solutions to compensate for where we're just not as fast as them. And we didn't do that at all. And then you compound that with just bad entries into the forward 50 from pretty much everyone except Brian. And I thought, all right, Jesse Hogan baptized us last time, but to be fair, we didn't have Jack Henry. I thought tonight, all right, we'll do a better job against their talls. Oh, no, their forwards. This is the only team I've seen whose forwards have just routinely had inside position on us all year. And, Aaron Cadman is starting to play like a number one pick. It's been about a month straight of really great form from him, and he kicked Connor O'Sullivan's ass. Credit to him. But we let some of the deliveries were just so easy. So many players just left alone. It was funny because on one of our early sequences, forget who it was on the commentary team that had said, it was like, has any team had more players open in the forward 50 in the last 10 years than Geelong? Yes, every team we play against. How many times have we seen this where someone is, where it's like, all right, he's got a set shot, but he also has three guys open. And minor thing that seemed to really get under a lot of other people's skin, but where we weren't doing that. Like, a couple of the shots we passed up for supposed better opportunities were not smart. Danger playing on was one.
Yes.
Was one where Close went to him instead of just taking the shot himself. That just wasn't smart.
How many times do we hear that? I love it, Rob, but yeah, we always hear that one after a loss. No plan B. Plan A works 80% of the time, but yeah.
Yeah, it was. And just even when we got it back down to 6 at halftime, just that second quarter, it felt so deflating.
Oh.
And credit GWS, they are running really hot right now. I think if we had beaten them at home, this would be a lot easier to stomach because we caught them when they weren't playing well, and we should have beaten them and pissed it away. And today we just, look, that's the first time this year we've really gone out on the road and just not really been there for most of the game. We're still 3-2 out of state, right?
We had a good start against Brisbane, but let them overrun us.
Had a great start.
Let them overrun us, and then we clearly put the torch on Port, and we did the job against Adelaide.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
we have 3 huge wins. I keep saying this, for a huge win over a legitimate contender, not on your own deck, and we have 3 of those between Hawthorn, Collingwood, and Adelaide. Adelaide just got one today. It was their first one. But I think the realization that I've come to between this and the Brisbane game is like, we are absolutely a finals caliber team. We are good enough to meet up with these teams and beat a good chunk of them. But I don't think you could possibly say at this point, that we're leaps and bounds above any other finals or finals competitor type team, because think about it, if you include the Swans and the other 8 that are pushing for finals position, we can absolutely beat all those teams. That's not changing. GWS is a bad matchup. Brisbane might be a bad matchup, but I cannot look at any of these games against any of these teams. I don't think, oh yeah, we're just like miles ahead of any of them. We're good enough to beat some of these teams. We're also very vulnerable and could lose to any of them. And like, if you were watching the Crows game earlier today, the Crows and Dogs, and just see the level of talent out there, it's like, how do we even stand a chance against some of that?
Yeah.
Now, the Bulldogs might have some dead weight, and Bevo shoots them in the foot how many times? Yeah. He had some more ridiculous decisions today. But like the Crows, I mean, did we beat them at their place in front of 50,000? Yes, but man, they look so much better now. Their midfield's playing great. Their defenders are so much better. Like, I don't think I love our odds against any of them. Hopefully if we were to say face the Suns again, face them in the final, the stage would just be too big for them. We'd be playing them at the G, hopefully, and it would just be kind of like, hey, welcome to the big time. But I see no reason to think we're significantly better or worse than any other good team. And that's, I thought we had a chance to be like leaps and bounds ahead. And Jazelenko, yes, but to be fair, Leclerc just destroys us. He totally filled in the Sam Taylor role. I think we missed, not only were our forward entries bad, I think we really missed Stengel because we didn't really have that shorter option. And Horatio totally agreed. Teams that move the ball quickly through the guts kill us, and nobody does that better than GWS. And they just, the moment you turn it over, it's like, here's Darcy Jones flying up the wing. Here's Callahan through the middle. There's Rouston. Rouston was on one today. He's been very good for a few weeks now, but we didn't have a body on him at all. It's like we haven't. There's multiple times lately where we haven't game planned for our competition enough.
Is there a situation where we can beat GWS if we come up against them in September? Do you foresee any scenario where we've figured them out, or is it just that the matchup's just not good and you just can't, with this current iteration of the team and versus that team, is there a way to beat them that you can see that we're just not executing on, or it just seems like we have no answers really?
If the Crows could hold them to 34, they're beatable.
Yeah, but
I mean, they lost at home to Frio. Just a couple months ago, the week after they beat us, Frio goes and beats them by almost 6 goals in Sydney. So we've got to lean into one or the other. Either it's you really want to run and just turn it and play the track meet that they want to play, or do the exact opposite and completely slow it down. And I think the key is to speed it up, because like teams that have tried to play slower against them, like Collingwood, they run them over. So I think you got to just lean into the speed, lean into trying to win. We'd have to win some of those one-on-ones, and like we were physically overmatched in a few spots. Like Zach Guthrie was not the right guy to put on Jake Stringer. Zach Guthrie is super strong, but there's just a level of like broad-shouldered mass that Stringer brings to the table that he just couldn't answer for, and he was kind of getting led around on a leash.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like a 11-year-old playing under 15s footy tonight.
I think
the matchup wasn't working.
Yeah. There are a few things that we can tweak. Like, if DeConing's healthy, maybe you can get O'Sullivan playing the wing more, and then that gets Holmes into the middle. I think this is a game where Jed Buse probably would have helped. I would have liked to see him on kick-ins. we also just had, Bailey Smith and Max Holmes, neither were that good. We had a couple guys who just got beaten their one-on-ones. It's funny, I've been pretty critical of Jack Bowes, and I thought he was actually okay. Just, he should not be allowed to kick. He should only be handballing.
Yeah.
And then...
try not to break 3 tackles every time. Him and O'Connor, they're worst at it. They just try and burst through 3 or 4 tacklers. And I'm like, what are you doing? And
O'Connor was really poor tonight. He had one
of the coaches tell
where,
them not to do that, please. Like, they
the
can't
one
do
where
it.
Stringer just let Stringer tackle him on the boundary was really bad.
What happened? There was no reason for that to happen. Like the fact that, it shouldn't have ever been anywhere near that situation, but we just ummed and ahed and just at that last line of defense. Just what is going on here? They were all over the place the whole night. But that was just a big example of it.
I would like to think, though, I definitely feel that this was less of a one-off than the Brisbane game, and I hope that the team sees it the same way, looks at this and says, look, this is not good enough. And what's so disappointing about it is that when's the next time before September you're really going to get a chance to go out and win one like this? Like, this was a chance for a really big win. I mean,
Sydney, maybe
they might be done by then. Like, they pretty much can't afford another loss.
No, but they're the one on the horizon.
And that is an out-of-state trip. Look, I'll be very happy if we can beat the Saints next week because they're just a pain in the ass. Port, they're injured to hell and back, but you still have a really solid core there that they can lean on that'll make your lives tough, even though they're done for. They're just, their whole motivation will be, let's get Ken one last win at Geelong.
No.
But it's frustrating because, again, this was a chance to really, really do something. And then we could have probably kind of been in cruise control the next few weeks. Instead, now we've got, hopefully, we're going to have to find ways to improve against some teams that maybe, you're not going to improve through playing the tightest games against. And we're going to have to find ways to be better in those spots.
What's going to give you hope? Winning the next 6 games, does that fill you with confidence, or is it more about how we win those games?
It's about how. It's
not the what, it's the how.
Like for that Port game, even if, again, the injury gods have been really harsh to Port, but if Bailey Smith and Max Holmes go out there and, take it to Zach Butters, that would give me confidence. If we could, or if we were to go into Sydney and not let Errol Golden stretch the field on us, that's, or if we could just, even next week, if we could just go in and shut Jack McRae and the rest of that Saints midfield down. But I need to see us be able to beat other teams. We need to be able to stand up to top level midfields is the biggest thing.
Yeah. And
I think
we need an answer for the speed through the middle. We just don't seem to have a way.
Yeah.
And coupled with trying to turn it over when you do that, when you're turning it over, trying to go inside 50 and it just rebounds and they deliberately play that way against us.
Oh, yeah. And they're very good at it. And I just, again, I don't think we've
a team like GWS. Yeah. You just can't.
They're a bad matchup for us. We haven't adapted to them the right way either. And yeah, I agree, Frosty. I am also more concerned about the Swans and the Power. But again, there's a chance the Swans are totally done by then. And anyone who's got, a stub toe takes a game off.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, this was an opportunity, and unfortunately it went by the wayside. So I need to see, where you're facing top level matchups, those matchups within those games. I need to see success. Like, that's where I was so happy last week, was like our forwards were feasting against a couple of really good defenders like Vlostone and Miller. Whereas like next week against the Saints, if we can go out and someone kicks a bag on Cal Wilkie, I'll be very happy and optimistic again. If we can, knock Jack McRae around on clearances, feel great. But if we can't handle that caliber of player, that doesn't bode well for September. And today we definitely cannot handle that caliber of player.
When we lost by 7 against the Saints, it wasn't a terrible loss, but considering where the Saints are on the ladder now.
Well, we got down 40, and we
kicked horribly too. Yeah.
That game was a lot of things, but I think that is a matchup where I think Bailey does a lot better. He was a laid out for that game. And I don't think they quite have the depth where it's like you need more than just a couple at the top. And I mean, McRae's been great for them, don't get me wrong. But I think we can do a lot better against guys like him if we have a healthier unit out there than we did last time.
Yeah. Now, we did lose. So, as I said, you probably heard when I was talking to Paul.
Yes.
We're the subject of the polished turd tonight. You probably got a couple of polished turds ready to go. But what do you call it? Well, I guess you just give the 3-2-1s when it's the winning team. But start with Geelong at least anyway.
Yeah, I guess polished turd, though. I'll give the 1 to Tom Stewart. Clearly not at 100%, but the only one who can win a one-on-one tonight, take an intercept mark, put himself in the right positions, had kicks out of the back that actually went to the right spots. 2, I'll give to Shannon Neal. He did a great job, got on the end. I think it's a clear battle for the top couple spots between him and Gryan, and I will go with Gryan because he was the only resistance a lot of times. Speed was great. Tackling was good. He's racking up both intercepts and score involvements. Let me pull up real quick how many intercepts he had. He ended up with 7 score involvements, 4 intercepts, nearly half his possessions contested, and still nearly 82%.
Okay.
Tom Stewart game high 13 intercepts, by the way. So, yeah, I feel pretty confident that it's those 3 in some order. Even if the eye test wasn't as good for Stewart, he helped that be less of a disaster than it could have been.
Hopefully he's all right for next week because we need him.
Yeah, I mean, you got to match up with Owens. I like that kid. I mean, who knows? The Saints could make another 5 lineup changes. They're young, though. I like some of their young guys. They're going to come out enthusiastic to go after us next week.
Yep. No, they'll be. I think. Well, I don't know. It's going to be a tight game. I don't think St Kilda's going to be a walkover. But
never an easy game against them. I can think of once in the last few years where we actually really just stuck it to them.
I hope it's one of those games again. I need a nice smashing of the Saints. I don't like him. I don't know why. I don't know why it is, but I don't like St Kilda for some reason.
I got nothing against them. I just want to beat them. It's like if GWS play like this against us, I want them to play like this against everybody. And they have lately, in their credit.
Yeah, they're 4 in a row, I think.
Yeah, I look forward to being there in a couple weeks. I will be at that Friday night Sydney Derby when they play the Swans. That should be really good.
In Australia very soon. Everyone, if you haven't been paying attention, we are having a pre-game meetup before the Port Adelaide game at Kidinia Park at Little Creatures Brewery. So get down there at about 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I think game starts about 3:15 or possibly 3:10. I'm not sure if they brought it forward slightly.
They brought it forward to 3:15, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So catch up with Ethan. Paul will be there. I'll be there. A lot of the. I think maybe even the chaps will be there as well. I think possibly. So get down there, have a couple of drinks before the game starts, and we'll all march down together, take our seats, and watch the Cats have a nice win against Port. And farewell, Kenny.
All right,
mate.
Hopefully, I guess go Freo for the rest of the night.
Yeah, go Freo. Let's hope we get some upsets that are in our favour for once. That'd be nice.
That would be nice. All right. Talk to you in a week.
Talk to you soon, mate. Take care.
Go Cats.
Go Cats. All right. Who's next? Kiri's next, I think. Hello. He's frozen. Oh, no. You're upset. You look upset.
I'm indeed, Ben. Oh, that was... What the hell was that, man? Like, first 5 minutes, we looked like a house on fire. You know, Sean Manor, Ollie Dempsey, I think Jeremy Cameron as well. But then the rest of the game was just GWS just smashed us inside and outside of the contest, and we were just chasing dogtails for the rest of the game, mate.
The house burnt down. House was on fire and it just burnt to shit. I don't know what.
Just burnt to shit, mate. Nah, just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Yep.
Well, I saw on the VFL earlier today, players like Ted Closey, Mitch Devitt, absolutely working their fucking backsides off. Why aren't we getting them in the seniors, mate? You know, Jack Bowes, useless. Mark O'Connor, useless. Oisin Mullen, fucking drop him. Like, where was the forward half pressure throughout the game? Like,
kick a freaking goal, Oisin. Kick it.
Missing Tyson Stengel was going to hurt us. Yep. Mate, you got players like Ted Closey. He gives a red hot crack every week. Yeah. Why don't we get him in? Oh, but it's okay. We'll throw him in next week. We'll make him the sub, you know, and then drop him the week after that. But we'll beat the Saints by 80 points next week. It's all good. But fucking hell, man. It's not good enough. Not good enough from Geelong. Like, at GWS, they have the wood over us somehow. Like, I love Chris Scott, but somehow he can't beat Adam Kingsley. That's 0-4. Chris Scott against Kingsley now.
Wow. There was a VFL player you didn't mention. We got to mention him. Moliere. Did you see Moliere?
Oh, yeah. No, he was fantastic today as well. Like, we drafted him as a ruckman, but he played up forward, kicked 4 goals. Could have used his services today as well.
Oh, bit early because he's been injured for most of the year, but keep an eye on him for next year. If you get a chance to watch any of the VFL people over the next, between now and the end of the season, check out number 20, Stevie J's old number. Goes all right. Justice for Moliere. Let's get. Well, we got to find someone else because we've got George in. People power worked. Chris finally listened to the podcast and we finally got him in. So we just got to get Jed Buse back. I don't know.
Like what Ethan said, he was spot on as well. I thought Jed Buse would have been handy. Like the medium to small sides forwards like killed us. Like Jake Stringer, I don't know what he is. He does sweet fuck all throughout the whole year. And g'day, Darren. How you going, mate? I know you were at the game, brother.
Yeah. Get on, Darren.
But every time we, they play Geelong, he just puts an all-Australian performance. Like, you know, what is it with these spud sort of players? We kick it to players like Lick Alia, I think his name is. You know, we keep kicking it to him. He's playing like an all-Australian fullback. It's deja vu, mate.
It's every week the Oppo. We turn one of the Oppo into an all-Australian somehow. Somehow now it's Cadman. I mean, Cadman was always sort of starting to build anyway, but all of a sudden another bloke's kicked 6 goals on us. Last time it was Jesse Hogan. Who was it last week, the week before, whatever? Someone was just going bonkers playing the best game they've ever had in their life. What is it? I don't know. We just don't seem to respect someone and they just play the best game they've ever played.
And this is the other thing. I don't know why Chris Scott will throw Patrick Dangerfield in the midfield. Like, you know, and this hasn't been mentioned in the show as well. You know, before halftime, he decided to play on when it wasn't his free kick. Should have been Brian Myers and absolutely fucking shanks it. That's just disappointing. Disappointing from your captain. Like, Joel Selwood would never do like such a thing. That's just absolutely disgraceful. And why are we throwing Paddy in the forward line? Is Chris Scott worried that he's going to pull a hammy again? Like, you know, we were just getting smashed. GWS were taking us to the fucking cleaners, you know? Like, And I'm wearing sunglasses because I'm in mourning right now. You know, like
Got the selfie light reflecting.
no, I got the selfie light. You know, a bit bright, but I wanted to ask you this, Ben. Because I thought Tom Stewart. What stage do you think he's at this season or his career? Because he was good in the fourth quarter, but yeah, I don't know. He just looked a bit shaky even after he came off. Like looked scary. He had that with the ankle. But what's your thoughts on Tom Stewart, man? Like,
yeah, I'll probably put him in a group of of a few Geelong players that we might, depending on how this season goes, and if things can. Just had one bad loss tonight, but if we turn things around and we go on a winning streak and we ended up going deep and maybe even winning a grand final, I got a feeling he might just call it a day. He's easily got 3 or 4 years to go, but I think he's enjoying being a dad. His body's starting to show a bit of wear and tear, and it can come really quickly. And I hated seeing Tom Hawkins go through it. I hated it. I had a feeling Joel was about to go through it. Thank goodness he retired when he did, because Joel Selwood, I think he probably would have been another one. But you just don't want to see one of the greats of our club. Yes, he started late, but Tom Stewart's a 5 or 6 times All-Australian, an absolute superstar. Probably will be in the conversation of one of the best defenders Geelong's ever had, even though it's only been, I don't know how many seasons he's played now. Under 10 for sure. I don't want to get to that point, but I don't want to overreact. I'm trying to answer your question, but I can see it a lot more now, even last year as well. Just a lot more of these old man type of injuries, and just sometimes it's just going to get the better of him. And Tom's never been the most chillest bloke in the world. You can sort of see him getting all frustrated, and sometimes
you get under his skin. He'll fire up, you know. And I love that mongrelness from Tom Stewart as well, but. Yeah. I feel like, because I just feel like he's at the twilight stages of his career, you know. Like,
he's definitely getting there.
Mate, I don't know what game you're watching, Dubs. Like, honestly, like I've seen better games from Tom Stewart, man. Like, but that's your opinion. That's cool.
He looked pissed off, and he didn't give a shit on the mark.
I agree. He did look pissed off. Shadoo.
Cabnan was lining up from 55, and Stewart just had his hands on his knees. Like, he didn't even bother to sort of stand up. And I was like, I don't give a shit, mate. You're the vice captain. A lot of people are saying you'll be the captain when danger gives it away. Based on that, one act, let's be honest. I just don't want to see that from my vice captain. I want to see him give it the whole way through. And make sure you give a hat to the little kids if you win a premiership this year, Tom. Because Mr. Super doesn't give you
yeah.
Win a premiership, give a hat to a kid.
And all the Richmond nuffies will go off on that as well on Twitter, you know. And then bring back the Dion Prestia incident, which has nothing to do with that, but that's another day.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Shadoo's rage. What are you guys on, Dubs? We're on the nose beers. Haven't you been part of the nose beer party? We're all on it. So
on my CC and dry. So
I'm good. We should have had a warning label on the show. The Velas, don't look at that. Anyway,
drink responsibly, kids.
Drink responsibly. Goodness me. tough watch tonight, though, wasn't it? Real tough.
Oh man, it's like it was tough. But like I said earlier, we could beat the Saints by 50, 60 points. Everything's going to be okay. Like, just been a roller coaster sort of a season, you know. But on a positive note, really like Shannon Neal's performance. You know, kicked 5 goals. I thought he was absolutely fantastic, and when the forward line was down, he was the only one that stood up. Connor O'Sullivan, solid down back as well. He had his good moments there. You know. Ollie Dempsey, I thought, was pretty good at times too. And, Graham Myers, I think he's just doing Graham Myers thing. things. I thought he was fantastic as well, and he hit the scoreboard, which I was pleased to
He
see
did.
as well.
Nice little bender from the right to the left there. Are you on the aeroplane tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm flying tomorrow night. So Adelaide to Doha, 13, 14-hour flight, and then Doha to Athens. So yeah. Last night in Oz. So
Beautiful.
but yeah. But like I said before, I'll try and get on postgame live to say hello and all of that. Even if I'm not watching the game or whatsoever. But
You try to watch it on your phone or listen or check the scores at least anyway.
Yeah,
You're gonna miss out.
yeah.
You're gonna miss Cats smashing the Saints by 140.
I know, and I'm like, and obviously the bloody catch up in Geelong as well. I would have 100% would have been there as well. But come finals time, I'll be there. Mate.
Well, catch up 2.0. I know Ethan probably won't be there for it, but catch up 2.0. Definitely. We'll start the day checking out the Velas playing a bit of footy. If the junior footy's still going on at that point, and then we'll roll on down to a pub, and then we'll head on down to the finals. Actually, probably be a night game, won't it? Early in September. So
yeah, probably twilight. Yeah,
Cats v Adelaide, second versus third is probably the likely scenario. Even now, I'd say we'll have to do the fixtures the ladder predictor again. In the next couple of weeks.
Everything's going to have to go right in our favour. We shot ourselves with, obviously, Bulldogs lost to the Crows today. I don't see the Crows dropping any games. They're humming along nicely.
Yep.
Collingwood, they've locked the mind of premiership, even though they lost to the Gold Coast last week. Brisbane, I think, will get top. I think Brisbane will be second as well. I think it's just a fight. It's just a fight to get that fourth spot. I feel like we're going to have to win the rest of our games. And,
got us fourth. I'm just looking at my ladder predictor now. I did have us in second, or third, I think. But now I've got us playing Collingwood in the qualifying. I've got us finishing fourth, playing Collingwood, and it's the Brisbane Adelaide game at the Gabba. And we're just in fourth ahead of GWS on percentage. You have to assume our percentage will climb because we've got some relatively easy beats, but we drop a game and GWS keep rolling like they're rolling now. We're in strife.
We're done. And Hawthorn win, they could leapfrog over us as well. It's a few danger. We can't afford to drop any more. Can't afford to drop any more games. 100%, Darren. I'd love to play the Crows at the Adelaide. Mate, we're kings of the Adelaide Oval. Me and Lucas would absolutely be there. And Gary, I know he'll be there as well. Shout out to you, brother.
Shout out to Mrs. Gary. We love.
But yeah,
I
don't want to face Brisbane. Don't want to face GWS in the finals. So, but well, I guess we've got to dust ourselves off and move on to next week.
Yep. We've got to somehow find a way to get up and going again. We'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. It's just one of those games, mate, where you just got it's just not on.
Yeah.
We're just not on. And I reckon it's probably a couple of times a year. I can't remember the other ones because you tend to move on from them after a while, especially after a few wins. But you see them all the time. Every year there's two or three sprinkled in where you're like, what happened? What is this team? It's just frustrating. It's more frustrating when you see it in a game, when you see the best of Geelong in the first few minutes and then the worst of Geelong. And you're like, how have we flipped it so badly? The difference between the best and the worst within a game is just remarkable. I can understand it week to week. Like you come out of a game, or a couple of players have got a sniffle, like Bailey Smith might have had a bit of a sniffle, and a few other players. A few other players might be underdone or carrying a couple of niggles, but during a game, like you look so great, and then we just had everything going our way, and we just, for whatever reason, everything went wrong after that. And I could almost tell by the second quarter that this one was just going to play out a certain way, and we'd probably get close at some point, and then they'd end up winning it by 30 or something.
Yeah. But
Anyway.
But yeah, I'll give you my votes, Ben.
Please,
Before I head off. So, 3 votes. I'll give to Shannon Neal. So again, I thought he was probably our best forward and probably best on ground for us as well. He's just going to get better week by week. 2 votes I'll give to Brian Myers. Like I said again, he was doing what he usually does. Hit the scoreboard, racked up the ball. Found teammates the best he could as well. And 1 vote I'm gonna give to Jack Martin. Some important intercept marks he had as well, and yeah, he's become one of our best intercept defenders as well, outside of Zach Guthrie. So, but that's about it, Ben. So if I do go on the show next week, you'll see me in the nice sun in the motherland. So singing a few beers, eating some Euroses. So
are you packing? Have you got room in the suitcase for the Guernsey? Is there room in the suitcase?
Well, I do. Well, I'm gonna be bringing my cat's hat, but no, I always every trip I always wear at least some sort of cat's gear at the airport and traveling, and so I'll probably wear my my Premier's hoodie. Good. And I've got a few Cats t-shirts to choose from as well. So yeah, we'll definitely be wearing the Cats gear. And yes, Amy, I was meant to say Jack Henry. If I said Ollie Henry, I apologise.
We all do it. Don't worry. Ollie Dempsey. I think I said Ollie Dempsey on something the other day.
Yeah. Ollie. And this is one more thing. Like Ollie Henry, I think it's time we have an honest conversation about him, because it wasn't long ago when he nearly won a prelim for us, was best on ground, and now he's just struggling to get a spot in the in our best 23. He's in and out. What's I don't know if he's down on confidence or he's just carrying something. You could see why he wasn't getting games at Collingwood. He has to turn it around.
It's like, hey Ollie, we're going to keep playing you, because what the plan is, when the finals come around, we're going to throw Danger back in the midfield for 4 weeks. We just want to keep Danger out of the middle for 4 weeks, and then we're completely just surprising the rest of the competition, and Danger's going to be there full time. Boom, boom, boom. And if he gets injured, he gets injured. No worries. We're all chips in on Dangerfield as a midfielder in September. And Ollie, don't worry, mate. You're gonna be flying. You're gonna give Gary Ablett's 29 goals a nudge or whatever he kicked in 1989. How many goals did he kick in 1989? He absolutely blitzed it. But that'll be Ollie. Just hang on. Just hold fire on Ollie.
I don't know. It's just he hasn't taken that. He hasn't backed up that performance. You feel like he's a moment or two away from having an absolute breakout season, but I just haven't seen it. And maybe it is Dangerfield impacting his form in the forward line as well. That's why I want him to be in the engine room where he's absolutely plays his best footy as well. But come on, Ollie. I know you could turn it around, mate. You nearly won the prelim for us.
Out Ollie, in Molly. Amy, I don't know if you're suggesting that, Amy. Bring in Jacob Mollier.
I liked Jay Polkinghorn as well. I'm loving the 2 South Australian boys in the VFL at the moment.
The poker king of the Midwest, Polkinghorn. That's why I call him anyway. It's a Home Alone reference. It's a Home Alone deep cut. John Candy. Anyway, if you know the movie, you might know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Mate, all right, I'm going to let you go because I got the Velas have been at school holidays, but I am keeping them up quite. Well, actually, no, it's not even that late. It's 8:30. What am I talking about? I've been keeping them online for a long time, so as I have for you as well. But look, mate, you have a great time in Greece. I know you will.
Thanks, mate.
Hopefully, we'll see you on a beach somewhere. Get the cat chant going on the beach. See if anyone joins in. You never know. There might be a Geelong supporter in the crowd somewhere.
Yeah.
Sing along.
100%.
Bring out Jazza. Just pump your fist while you're looking at the phone on the beach.
Looking like an absolute idiot. People don't know what the fuck am I doing. But
have a great time, mate. And we will catch. Hopefully, we will see you in September, and we'll have the 2.0 catch up then.
Absolutely, mate. Take care, Ben, and take care, Hoops Crew chat. See ya,
everyone. See you, mate. All right. Now, Velas, I don't have a special intro song for you yet, but I have neglected to mention Shannon Pizza, so I probably should get that out of the way first. So we are giving away a pizza, as we always do, to the best caller or the best commenter in the chat tonight. So drop your pizza emojis. Drop them in there now if you want a pizza, if you live in the Geelong area, or if you know someone who lives in the Geelong area, or if you're planning to visit the Geelong area anytime soon, get your pizza emojis in there, and I'll flag that, and I'll come back at the end of the show and announce the winner. All right, let's get the Velas on. I've kept them waiting long enough. First question for the Velas. How was Superman?
How was Superman?
Yay!
You like Superman?
Yes! Dreadful!
Dreadful?
That
Oh.
guy was dreadful!
Oh, the guy.
And
Right.
as you could probably tell from our name,
Yes. I haven't got your name yet. Hang on. Let me just pull that up. I'm not organised. I've lost it somewhere. Keep talking anyway. I'll find it. There it is, the Vela family.
Very disappointed.
it's one of our worst games this year. One of our worst performances. Except the Brisbane game was our worst one though.
2 weeks ago. That was pretty bad. And the St Kilda game. And the
Yeah,
other
yes.
They're all
That's
bad.
only like 2 points.
No, we've had a
Let's take
chance
it.
to calm down. If you had had us on before, we were, very emotional.
Oh,
We were flipping birds, flipping birds at people.
He
Nah,
never said
just-
the F word.
Very I
He
don't know.
wasn't happy.
Don't know what to say.
No.
What a week is a long time in football, isn't it?
Yeah.
We were
Jeez.
happy last week.
Oh yeah.
You know, I was so excited to get you on the show last week, but I knew you were playing footy at Marvel Stadium, and I was like, oh no, because George Stevens played. We didn't get to
That
talk
was
about
the
George
sad
Stevens.
part. I'm like, Richmond versus Geelong or Marvel?
Yeah.
Richmond versus Geelong or Marvel? Pick.
No, so we were all going. Bianca was playing at halftime, and I was going to watch Bianca until George Stevens got picked. And I was like,
Oh.
sorry, Bianca. George has got to come
Dad.
first. I was like, George has got to come first. And then,
At least I've got this kid.
but yeah,
Yeah.
so I chose to go watch George Stevens, and I'm so glad I did. Kick the goal right in front of me.
Hey, I had a chance to kick a goal.
Didn't let me down.
Had a chance to kick a goal today, but
Missed it.
just
But
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't drop him. He didn't have enough time. Like he had about a quarter and a half. A quarter and a half. Quarter and 15. Quarter and 15.
It's I don't know. I thought he was used as a scapegoat to get when he got subbed off. I thought there were so many players, especially when you think of the fact that Ollie Henry was the sub, and we've got Jeremy Cameron that can't move. He can't move. He couldn't get near the ball. What are you doing? You're going to roll him out there till the wheels fall off. I'm like, is there an injury there? Because either he's playing like shit or he's injured. And you've got a forward that is our sub. And and then all of a sudden, no, we'll go to the second game. We'll use him as the scapegoat. Let's sub him out. Like, okay, great. What's the message there? Like, because there were plenty of players that weren't playing well tonight. Like,
Almost all of them. There was like four
Like-
players that were playing well.
like Bailey Smith had almost 30 touches, and
I didn't
there
see
was
him at all.
no impact at all in the game.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that if there was going to be a positive, I thought maybe like you go, right, things aren't going well. Let's let's try something. Chuck the young guys in the middle, chuck George in the middle, give him some education on these players, on these bloody these superstar midfielders. And we saw 5 goals, and look, Shannon Neal kicked 5 goals, so we ended up getting a positive there. But
Yeah.
other than that,
Adam Kedman kicked 6.
Adam Cadman kicked 6. Like,
We'll have to give Shannon Neal the pizza again at this rate.
Yeah.
It might
Shannon
be doing another
pizza.
pizza.
He turned it
He-
around too because he was getting flogged early. Like, who was it?
Yeah.
Lloyd? Was it Meek? No, was it?
No, it
ML
was
Meek?
no, it was Likalia.
Lika, these names. Likalia was
Likalia.
just on fire. Just could not do a thing wrong. But yeah, Neil turns it around. Managed to kick 5 goals, but they just seem like, I don't know. I've just heard that apparently, Max Holmes is playing defence. That makes sense because I didn't see him, especially in the first half. I didn't even know if he was playing. It's like, what is going on?
We didn't have answers. We just had no. Everything we tried didn't work. We seemed confused. I think it wasn't a great game from the players, and I think it's fair to say the coaches will probably admit this too. It probably wasn't a great game from them. It's just all around. It was just really bad, and we'll just hopefully get home quickly and forget about that one, and go watch Superman again.
Yeah.
Now, Declan, you talk.
What do you think, Deck? Do you think it was a great game?
I guarantee never, ever, ever.
Okay.
That was our second baddest game.
Second baddest game. Okay. What's
How was the
Superman better?
VFL game? Did you like the VFL?
We didn't see it. We have to go back and watch it.
It was so
Apparently it
good.
was good.
We don't even know what Jacob Mollier looks like. I don't think we've seen him before. So
No, because we haven't really had a chance to just yet. Matafai Forbes looked pretty solid as well. A lot of the VFL stalwarts like Caperon and Herbert, they pretty much turn up every week. Polkinghorn looked good at times, but still looks like he needs a good preseason to get fit. To realise, he's got a bit of work to do. Polkinghorn, he's got all the tools. He's definitely got the skills, and he can kick straight and all that. But sometimes he looks like if he doesn't win the contest, he sort of gives up on the play pretty quickly. So. Or looks a bit lost. So I just want to see him get a bit fitter. But Mollier, second game in the hoops, looked terrific. Looked incredible. Get excited, everyone. I'm telling you now. Looks
awesome.
good.
Then
look forward to watching that. I can't wait.
who?
You're not on the screen, by the way. I'm just
Because you've got the different angle today on the camera.
Who would we drop if we want to bring people in?
Who'd we drop? Who's available? So Closey's available. Jai Clark had about 30 touches, but
Nevitt? How'd Nevitt go?
Nevitt looked good, took some good marks. Was probably one of the best on the ground. Probably one of the unluckiest players at the club this year. Hasn't really had the opportunities, and got injured once or twice, I think. But I don't see Nevitt coming in just yet. Jed Buse keeps playing well in the VFL. Maybe Jed comes in for Jack Higgins to play on Jack Higgins against St Kilda next week.
Oh,
Jed Buse.
Yeah, I think you have to.
Then who else would keep up with him? I mean, Connor's no. Yeah, I think you have to bring Jed Buse in.
Yeah, Busey was good in the VFL today. I saw about 2/3 of the game. But from what I saw from Busey, he looked. I mean, everyone turns it over now and then. It wasn't flawless, but he was pretty good. So I think he's probably one for me. Well, hopefully we haven't seen the last of Jed Buse. Are we going to see Mitch Duncan again, or are you worried that we might not see Mitch Duncan anymore?
I don't think so.
AC joined
4 to 5 weeks. I don't think so. I think there's too much. Well, you never know. The way they played today, maybe they. I don't know. Right? You wouldn't think so, but
who else would you take out of the team?
Cam Guthrie. Are we going to see him again in about 3 or 4 weeks' time?
No.
I want to say yes. I want to believe. I actually want to manifest this thought in my head that he's going to be on the premiership dais getting a medal. I've told Paul that he has to make a video about Cam Guthrie. We all need to get this. We all need to send Cam Guthrie lots of love because it's not over for Cam. I refuse to believe it's over. I still feel like there's a scenario where he does make it back very, very late in the year, and he's a premiership player all over again.
Declan's one.
What a story that would be if it happens.
Declan just thought of another one who we haven't seen for ages. Who was it?
Toby Conway.
I think he's Toby Conway. I think he's 1 week away, Dick.
1 week away.
But he's from 1 week away from VFL, maybe, unless he sneezes again. But
And also, aren't we
maybe he
getting
should
Rowan
be alright.
Marshall?
Maybe.
Rowan Marshall.
We'll see. I don't know. Not this year. We're not.
Sean Darcy, Rowan Marshall. We can
Max
take it.
Gawn. I'll take
Well,
Max
I
Gawn.
reckon we just go out and get Cadman.
Cadman.
No.
Yeah.
Ah,
You know what?
He's
Let's
just another forward.
Yeah, let's get another one. Why not? We'll just go.
but then who's our ruckman? That's the thing. I'm sorry, Reese. You've had a great career, man. But
Reese is in his prime. Reese has got many years left. All right.
bet if he
Hashtag
has
Stanley
more than
Army.
5 more years, I'll give you $10,000.
Oh, you haven't got $10,000.
Yes, I do.
So,
Wait.
what else is there? I'm glad that I had a chance to calm down because we're having fun now, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're having fun before.
It's a depressing show tonight. It really is.
Yeah.
It's not going to go for 2 hours. The show. It definitely won't go over 3 hours. Lucas, if you're in the chat,
Oh, can't
Um,
wait to see Lucas.
get on. You can have as long as you want tonight, Lucas. But no, it's been a bit of a flat one tonight, sadly.
I mean,
Did you once?
we always had a bad history against GWS, not only at home.
Is that like 7-1?
You're not on the screen. Just like no one can see you.
It's your fault for not moving the flipping thing.
I've given you warnings. Okay, you're talking in the background. Declan's right there. It's all good.
All right, 3, 2, 1. You go first.
3, 2, 1.
Anchor.
Declan, you're going first.
Well, Declan goes first because he's in the middle.
3 votes.
Loud, hey, get up here.
Shannon Neal's 3 votes. 2 votes. Myers 1 vote. Mana.
1 vote, Manor. Manor looked good at times. I'll give you that.
Oh,
And that free kick, he could have kicked them.
he could have kicked that.
Who?
The tackle.
Who?
Man.
Madam or Myers?
Mana.
I don't
On the
know.
boundary, remember when he just threw it out?
Oh,
That.
the decision, that was funny. When the umpire
You
said,
were screaming. Like,
yeah, that got me.
holding the
That got
ball.
me angry. When there was holding the ball, the umpire screams out, ball was knocked out in the tackle. It's like,
Oh,
yeah, no shit.
no shit, it was.
Like, so they go, really?
We're not going to pay that now, are we? We've decided not to pay those ones anymore, have we?
He
Oh.
spoiled it out of his hand.
I didn't know
He
that.
tackled it and go like this.
I didn't know it was only holding the ball. If he keeps it in, it's like, nah, it's out. It's all good.
Yeah, no. It was like this.
And then there was another.
Like
And then there was another one with Bose and someone else on the boundary. And
Oh, yeah.
Bose
Yeah.
does something smart. He kicks it to the opponent's player,
Yep,
boot, and it kicked it on the floor. And I'm like,
that's true.
1,000
Yeah.
IQ. And then, throw in. And I'm like,
What's
No,
yours?
throw in.
3 votes Myers,
Oh.
2 votes Shannon Neal,
What? How?
1 vote. That's tough. Nah.
He
1
didn't-
vote
It's
Tom
hard.
Atkins.
What?
Okay. Good second half for Tom.
The way he pressured around the ball.
Mitch
Yeah.
Tom.
And I think I'll go 3.
It's hard, man.
It is a
I'll
bit
go.
hard.
Shit. I'll go 3 Brian Myers, 2 Shannon Neal, and 1 George Stevens because this is bullshit. He should not have been subbed. This is not right.
Dad, come on.
Leave it.
It was cowardly. That's all right. Look,
Oh,
filthy.
So that is
outrage.
bull crap.
Well, we're back to justice for George again, aren't we?
We're
But
back.
I thought we'd moved on from justice for George, but
No,
bring it back. Bring back the hashtag.
He fell out of
Unfortunately.
favour really fast. He should have been nominated last week for Rising Star.
Free him. Free
This is
him.
just.
Like
Well,
we
who
had
is-
2 injured people on the ground. Like, but also they were one of our most experienced.
Who in the VFL do we need to free from VFL prison right now? Because it was George Stevens. He's finally got his debut.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else that's screaming for a debut at the moment? Or is it none?
Ted Closey, but he's already
No,
had it.
He's already had a debut, but Ted
Yeah.
could make a case to come back in.
No.
Oh, no.
I don't think there's anyone. Like,
I don't think there is. I think
Debut, nah.
Joe Pike. Would we have a look at Joe Pike
Yeah.
later in the year?
That's
Do you want to have a
good one.
look at him
that's if you want to just throw caution to the wind, yeah. Like,
against
he kicked a
Richmond,
good
maybe?
goal from outside 50 last week, I think.
Yep.
He can't hurt. So
Can't hurt.
he can't hurt. He's a big ruckman, big boy. So
Mattify, Forbes. I still want Rechko. I still, even though he's dropped off a little bit in the last month, he was great at the start of the year, but I think he's dropped off just a touch. But I think maybe next year for Rechko at this point. I don't think there'll be any more debutants at this stage. I think I think we've played enough players this year, and it's just who's going to be there in the last few weeks of the season. And we probably make some changes against Richmond, and then we'll see what happens in the first week of the finals. And let's just hope it's a top four. It's a qualifying final. It'd be disastrous if it's not. If we somehow fall apart in the next few weeks.
Gold Coast scares me because Gold Coast are only out, like, remember, they're a game behind because they got to make up a bye because of the game they missed with Essendon. So they're
flying. Yep.
Yeah, they're right on our heels. So they're the team. They just beat Collingwood. Man, they've
got a tough run though. It's pretty tough for them at this point, but I still don't think they'll be top four. But I think they've proven that they can, and they probably should make finals now after the win this weekend. We'll just see how far up the ladder they finish. But we'll be somewhere between second and sixth, I reckon, depending on how we go, I guess, over the next 6 weeks, but also the form of the teams above us. I mean, Brisbane's probably got the toughest one of all. And Adelaide just needs to keep winning. Hawthorn are crap. I don't rate Hawthorn at all.
I think they're losing right now, actually, Hawthorn.
Against Fremantle, so...
Please.
Yeah, I think Fremantle was up from what I could see, but yeah, by 3 goals.
Do you think George Stevens gets dropped?
Yes.
No, I think actually we keep George for another week. I think St Kilda's a better opponent for him, a better fit. Yeah. I think it will be a lot better against. I think GWS is the wrong team. You couldn't drop him though, could you? Really, you couldn't have dropped him after the performance.
Not after last week, no.
GWS are a hard opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we probably should have if we were really serious, and emotions didn't play any part in this, or because everyone would be like, "Why are you dropping George Stevens?" Can you imagine the outrage in the Geelong community if we dropped him? But it didn't make sense. I mean, against GWS, it didn't make sense to play George in his second game. Of course, he's not going to go well against a team like that. He hasn't found his own pace. He hasn't found the rhythm of the game yet. It'll slow down for him. I'm telling you, it will. And I think you're his biggest supporters, but he'll be fine in years to come.
I said that if he got dropped, I was going to chain myself to Chris Scott's car during the week. I was going to protest, but we'll see what happens.
Get dropped. Yeah. Who do you think is going to? Do you think Reece Stanley, Bianca? Do you think Reece Stanley will be there as our best ruckman at the end of the year, or do you think Toby Conway still got 6 weeks? Well, probably 5 weeks, maybe, by the time he's ready to play. Do you think 5 weeks and then we bring in Toby Conway? Because Reece has done a lot of work for an old guy. His body's going to be struggling. He's basically played the whole year, hasn't he, really? So, but then Toby Conway coughs in bed. So,
I don't think Chris Scott's he doesn't seem like the coach to do that. I don't think he would, I think he's kept Reece for the whole year. I don't think he's the type of person. He's not the type of coach that would just drop him on the eve of finals. I don't think. I
He's
think
not
he
Mark Thompson dropping Mark Blake.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just thinking. Mark Thompson would. Thompson would too.
Mark Blake's family was not
Mark
happy.
Thompson ride the hot hand.
The Blake family was not happy.
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
it made sense though. Stephen King.
oh
you know,
yeah.
I think I as hard as it was, yeah. I tell you one player he kind of dropped was Max Holmes. He could have played in that grand final and didn't play him.
Yeah.
That
that was
was a
injury.
tough call. I understand
Tough
why.
call.
I don't judge him for it. I think everyone's like, well, no, he could have looked very silly if you had played him.
Yeah.
Max
Bianca, how's your
Holmes-
footy going? I have to ask you about your footy, Bianca, because
Yeah.
we follow it. We follow your team as much as we follow the Cats. Is it Trunganina? Is it the team? Trunganina Dolphins, or what are they called? I don't know what they're called. I don't actually follow them.
The Truganina Thunder Football Club.
The Thunder.
Football and netball club, sorry.
How's the song go? Bring down the thunder from the sky or something like that?
You see it, I don't know it.
Yes, you do. You sing the speaker every
Yup.
single game and play it.
No.
He made a remix of our song.
We'll have to get that on the show. Actually, that can be your intro. That has to be the intro. Yeah, next time we get you on, I'll play that as we're introing you, and we'll put that on the show if you're allowed to, of course.
Yeah, no, it's
The last game we played, we actually got our first win.
Good stuff. Nice.
I'm in the back line, yeah.
yeah.
And my friend Leo, there were two Rooster players like in the goal square, and he was about this far behind him. He came stalking down because we were only up by 4 points
Yeah.
with 15 seconds to go, and I'm like,
No, we won. Yeah.
and now everyone owes us donuts.
Yeah. No, they
Donuts.
they've had a bit of a rough year this year, so they the coaches changed the teams around, and
He's the backline coach.
Bianca got moved to the back line to
I'm not happy. I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about
she
that.
wasn't happy at the time either, but she's played really well the last 2 weeks, and they've improved a lot. And last week they got their first win, and it was really, really cool to watch. So,
Well, you need to do like Sam DeConning in the grand final a few years ago. Just float forward in the fourth quarter and just kick a goal.
I've
Just
been
get on
doing
the end of one. All right, before you go,
Because my player keeps going up, so I go up.
Yeah.
I build a wall
yeah.
in the center square, and then I just stay there for the ball, and I just bomb it in, and then hopefully one of our forwards will get the ball.
Do you stat pad like some of the Geelong defenders do? They kick it sideways to each other just to get the possessions up, a couple of extra marks and kicks, and
No.
none of that. You're
What
all
is
about getting the ball on.
what is the game? What is the game that you play in the back line? What is the little game that you have? Tell them what it is.
From start to finish.
No, about how we score. How do defenders score?
So, if we get a rebound 50, that's a goal for us, technically. That's how we score.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah,
My record's 7.
so this is
7
how
goals.
this is how we try and keep it. How I tried to keep it exciting for the defenders, because no one ever wants to play in defense. So what it is if they all tell me who their numbers are, I write it down in the book, and if they get a goal kicked on them, it's a goal against them. But if they get a rebound 50, it's a goal for them. So
Okay.
it keeps
I've got a clean sheet for the past 2 weeks.
So it keeps it exciting. So, but yeah, she's
Love it.
taken to defense like a duck to water. It's been incredible.
What's that?
So it means that you're really good at it. You're natural at it. So
I keep watching Tom Stewart, so I'm now Tom Stewart. But
You
then
are Tom.
tell us
Well,
And then we have a special kick-in thing when we do the kick-in. So my friend Leo calls huddle. Everyone comes in. He calls a side. We all run to the side, and I kick it to the pack. And then when we kick the ball outside 50, all of us call reset, and we get back into our opponents.
nice. I think being a defender, you get a lot. You don't get the glory when you're a defender, but you get the
That's it.
respect. You get respect. So I know what it's like. I used to play basketball, Bianchi, years ago, and I was obsessed with scoring, shooting the ball. And it was only later on that I realized I was actually pretty good at defending, and I wish I had cared more about that when I was younger, because I was, that was probably my strength, and I would have been really good at it. But I was more obsessed with, being Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or something like that, or LeBron. But anyway. Don't disrespect defenders. They're awesome people out there. They do a lot for the club.
It's funny. We just looked at each other because you literally said word for word what I told her.
Yeah, really.
How you don't get. It was literally word for word. I told her when I first told her that I wanted her to play defense. That you don't get the glory, you don't get all the awards or anything, but you're the most important.
Yeah.
Because
it starts from defense. It's the scoring starts from defense. Just watch the Cats. It starts with Tom Stewart. It starts with Zach Guthrie bursting through a tackle or two and kicking it 50 metres down the guts, or Max Holmes running off a halfback flank. That's where it all starts from. So, Anyway, all right. Before you go, a couple of words on Superman, because there's probably a couple of nerds in the chat that want to know all about what your thoughts on the Superman movie. I know what you're going to say.
It was such a good movie. Seriously, the what?
What did you think? What?
Don't spoil it though, in case.
Oh,
just in
all right.
case.
I thought it was. You've seen it?
He watched it.
I've
2
seen it
times.
last night with the kids, with my teenage daughters.
It was great. It was great for, you know what? It is amazing for a comic book fan. It is literally like picking up an issue of a comic that you just find and you just get dropped straight into the story. And it's perfect for that. I'm not sure what the general audience will think of it, because there's a little bit of maybe research, because there's so many characters, big ensemble, and the story it's just fast paced. There's no boring bits. It's just go. So
good
I
for
really
dog
enjoyed
lovers.
it.
If you got a dog, you'll love it.
If you got a dog, for sure. Everyone knew that from the trailers. But
if you're from a pocket dimension, you'll love it.
Pocket dimension. Yeah.
If you can manufacture things with your mind, you'll love it.
He's got all the pops and all the toys right there.
No, I actually got a message from James Gunn.
You did? I saw that one.
Did you see
that was
that?
great.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, because I bought the Guy Gardner ring.
Oh yeah.
And I just put up a post on Thread saying, so I bought this. Does this mean I'm now part of the core? And all of a sudden I went to bed.
And he says, yep, you're in.
And it says, James Gunn has responded to your post. I'm like, no way.
Yep, you're in. And I'm like,
yep, you're in. I go, that is a burner account. Somebody else is stuffing his. I click on it. It's got 1.5 million followers. I'm like, oh, shit. I'm going to get it printed and put on my wall, because I was like, no way.
That is awesome.
I love Guy. He loves Guy Gardner.
Yeah, I'm a Green Lantern fan, so I really enjoyed the Green Lantern. I can't wait for Lanterns.
Not the Ryan Reynolds one. Or maybe you did like the Ryan
Reynolds. I actually love that movie.
Okay.
So it's a guilty pleasure of mine.
That was like Paul's show the other night, on Thursday night. I asked Paul, what's a bad movie that everybody hates but you secretly love? Yeah. So that might be one of yours.
That's mine. I've got the figures, all the figures. I've got the rings. I've got the 3D version. I've got everything. Yep. I love it. So
you should see everything.
I've seen it. I've seen the Instagram. Follow the Velas on Instagram, people. You're on a nerd out. Oh my goodness me! Or if you want to get your footy on and your nerd on at the same time, goodness gracious me!
Plenty of George Stevens stuff too.
Yep, definitely.
Plenty of Geelong stuff.
Yeah.
Plenty of Geelong stuff on there. All right. Well, I'll let you go. Appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you waiting so long too. Everyone just came on at the same time tonight. So we've got the Dark Lord in the chat who's coming on.
Cannot wait. That's the main event. We can't wait to watch.
I'm watching it in my bed.
I don't have Star Wars music queued up, but
go crazy. We're ready. This is it. The main event. I can't wait.
The main event. All of us are just sides. Main event.
We're the entree. Here we go.
Let's do it. Let's do it. We'll see you next week.
Go Cats!
Go Cats!
See you later. All right. The music's probably not going to work for what he's dressed up as at the moment, but we'll give it a go.
I'm dead sexy. Look at my sexy body.
Here he is. Lucas, you're on. Hello. Coach. Oh. Are you in there somewhere? Somewhere. He's in there somewhere.
I'm here. I'm just embarrassed for what's happened today. What an absolute embarrassment from the Geelong Football Club. Where shall we start? Where shall we start? Right now the Titanic's on free to air right now, and Chris Scott he coached like he was on the Titanic. Fucking as useless as sitting next to fucking Kate Winslet on a door. And if anyone's going to sit next to a door next to it, it'd be fucking me. I'm going to go down instead of watching that shit. That was pathetic. That was absolutely pathetic. That was
rubbish.
Patrick Dangerfield, worst game for the club ever. Absolutely pathetic. That play on he took in the second quarter was absolutely crap. It was just a shit show performance. Max Holmes, I don't know what's going on with him, but his last 2 weeks has been pathetic. Can't kick a ball, can't handball to a target 5 meters out. Just unbelievable when we've blown it again. Oh, and you know what's worse? Hawthorn are beating Fremantle. Yay, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate, yay. So we've lost top 4 to Hawthorn. Absolute embarrassment. Fucking embarrassment.
A joke. It is what it is. Oh, Hawthorn's in front now. Hawthorn's in front of Fremantle. Can you believe that? Anyway.
No, it's just criminal what these players did today. You know, look at the Crows did to Bulldogs. You know, they made a statement. Where was our fucking statement? You know, kicked the first 2 goals of the quarter. Look like we're going to roll them. Soon as they got in front, this coach had not an absolute clue how to deal with it. No plan B, no plan C. Absolute useless. And for the very first time, I've been very patient with Chris Scott, have I not? I've been pretty lenient with him.
Pretty lenient.
And for the first time, I'm now Chris Scott out. That was pathetic. Absolute pathetic. I want him gone from this club.
So
you did nothing to change anything.
So instead of dropping Chris Scott to the VFL, like you've dropped Shannon Neal recently. By the way, Shannon kicked 5 goals tonight. And Jezza, you dropped him a few months ago. He came pretty good. So now it's Chris Scott to not to the VFL, but out of the club completely. Is that what we're saying?
Out of the club completely. When the going gets tough, he's got no game plan. We are far from a grand final. It isn't funny. Hawthorn are fucking better than us at the moment. If we played Hawthorn in a grand final next week, we'd get smashed. And that's fucking embarrassing. That's unacceptable. No, there's too many spineless souls at this fucking club that are getting games because of who they are and what they are. You know, what the fuck? You sub on, you left Ollie Henry as a sub, right? All game. Yep. Doesn't come on till the third quarter. He kicks a goal, then you fucking put him on the bench? Are you fucking kidding me? What kind of bullshit is that? What kind of bullshit is he? Why would you take him off? He's been sitting on the bench for half a game. Why would you need to take him off? Bullshit. That's complete bullshit. So it's just coaches, idiotic coaching moves like that destroy a club. I want someone to give me a Vela. Don't give me rotation bullshit. Don't say, oh, it's part of the rotation. He's been on the bench half the fucking game. He kicks a goal and he gets taken off. What the fuck is that? That's bullshit. You don't do that.
There's no need to do that. Like 31% of game time. George Stevens played 39% of game time. Was that fair that George Stevens came off?
And this is what I'm saying. He does not trust the young kids. Why was he subbed off? If anyone should have been subbed off, it should have been Dangerfield. You know, I don't care if he's your captain. I don't give a shit. You know, you don't sub off a young player. You don't use a young players at all as a scapegoat. George Stevens did nothing wrong. Okay, he didn't light the world on fire. He did nothing wrong. I can find 10 blokes that did plenty wrong for George Stevens. So he's never trusted young talent. He's never, ever done that, ever. You know, look at Mitch Hardy. He didn't bring him in. Look at Nevitt. How many times has he been dropped and brought back in? No, like 10, 20 times? Doesn't trust the young kids. He never has. You know, and to do that to Ollie Henry is just bullshit. And do that to George Stevens is bullshit. You know, I'm fucking over it. I'm over it. People are saying, oh, we're going to compete with Collingwood. We're going to compete with fucking Brisbane. We can't even compete with fucking Fremantle and fucking Hawthorn at the moment. That's a joke. That performance was an absolute joke. Ever since they got in front, Ben, we had not a clue. We had no answers. Game was done. Game was finished. As soon as they got in front, it was finished. We had no answers. It's complete bullshit. And you want to play like that against good teams in finals? Well, be my guest. Imagine doing that in Adelaide. Imagine playing a performance like that against the Crows over there. You get belted before you even fucking score a goal.
Yep. Oh, Adelaide would be a different story. They would absolutely just go crazy because they've got fans that give a shit and it would just inspire the Crows to keep piling on the pain. GWS, the 13 fans that showed up today, they made a little bit of noise, but not a lot. I don't know. So Chris Scott out of the competition, not at another club, totally out of the comp, totally out of the comp.
If he wants to go to Tasmania, let him go. Let him go. Don't care.
Hang on.
You got Corey Enright sitting in there doing God knows what again in the St Kilda box, doing nothing, just in a world of his own, almost playing with himself with the Ross the Boss tactics that are that boring. They might actually beat us next week. Ross the Boss. I'd get Corey Enright. I'd get Corey Enright coaching this club. I think he's a.
Are you an honourable person? Do you when you know you've made a mistake, do you backtrack and do you apologise? Because there's the chat is asking for an apology from you tonight, Lucas, for your Shannon Neal comments.
Well, I have to. Technically, I do have to apologise, right? Because he kicked 5 goals. Technically, right?
Technically, yeah.
But 5 goals where? Junk time goals? Where was the 5 goals in the first quarter? Where was the 5 goals in the second quarter when we needed him? You know, but having said that, he kicked 5 goals, so I'll say I'll apologise. I will apologise. Right? He kicked 5 goals. I'll give him credit. But where was this in the second quarter? Where was this in the first quarter when we needed him the most? Don't kick 5 goals in junk time. You know, the amount of times he was playing back behind Delia, it was comical, absolute comical.
Gilmore wants you to polish his boots. Chris Gilmore.
Get in front of your defender, man. Get in front. It ain't that fucking hard. It's not that hard. I've never played the game, but Jesus, mate, get in front. It ain't that hard. That's all we want.
You're doubling down, says Vela. Instead of apologising, you're going harder. You're going harder at Shannon.
I gave him credit. I said he'd get 5 goals. What more does the chat fucking want?
I don't know. Get on your knees and polish his boots, apparently, according to Darren Gilmore.
I'll get on my knees and polish his boots when he does that in a grand final. Well, guess what? It ain't going to be this year because we're not even going to be in the grand final this year.
I did say polish his boots, people. So, going anywhere.
So don't kick 5 junk time goals when the game's over. Kick him when it really matters. Kick him in the second quarter. Jeremy Cameron, again, missing after half time. APB, all points bulletin. I might actually be careful there. AFL might take that as a threat. But gone missing again. Where was he after half time? Absolute nowhere. Injury, working on his groin. Well, get him off. Sub him off. Ain't that hard? Look what happened to Max Holmes in the prelim. Took 10 minutes to make a decision. You took 10 minutes to make a decision again. And he wasn't right. He clearly wasn't right after halftime. He couldn't run. He couldn't kick. He took one mark in after halftime. Right now, remember where he wanted to go? He wanted to go around the corner. Then he pulled up and thought, yeah, maybe my groin's not good, and he kicked a drop punt. This man cannot kick drop punts to save his life. It's embarrassing, absolutely embarrassing. And I'm absolutely sick of it. I'm sick of it. I don't give a fuck if people are like, oh, it's more accurate kicking ball of a belly. I've never kicked a ball. I can go out there and kick 10 drop punts in a row easily. Easily, mate. Ain't that hard? This man doesn't want to do that.
Have you got a footy in the backyard? I'd love to see.
No, I don't. I'll post a video of me kicking a drop punt from 40 out on an angle without going around the body. I'll show you how easy it is. I've never kicked a footy.
Round the corner or a banana or
no? It'll be a drop. It'll be a drop punt. It'll be a drop punt, 30 out on an angle, and I'll show you how it's done. It ain't that hard, mate. It's going to cost us. It cost us the 08 grand final with Cam Mooney. You know, ridiculous bullshit. Fuck off,
Eggplant.
dickhead.
Thank you, Dubs. Your mum's not happy with all the swearing, by the way. She's not happy. Sorry, Mrs. Coach. But I wasn't
happy earlier when they were beating the hell out of the Bulldogs. I wasn't happy then.
Yeah. See, Via's not happy that. Have you played football at an elite level, Lucas? Have you, Via thinks it's a little bit rich or a bit harsh to criticize someone relentlessly, but we know Lucas has got a strategy. Let's bring people back a few weeks when you went hard on Jezza. It's tough love, isn't it, Lucas? With you, it's like is that how you do it? You show them some tough love.
It's 90s mentality. It's 90s mentality. I think there's two. Dennis Pagan, yeah.
Malcolm Blight.
I wouldn't mind them coaching right now for Geelong. I can guarantee they wouldn't have put in a shit performance like that. So sometimes players need tough love.
And some LA ice. Maybe that's just they need to fire up a little bit. Just give them some LA ice during the quarter time break, bit of energy, and off they go.
Well, exactly. Well, whatever gets them done, you don't put up a performance like that. You knew what you had to play for.
Was that the close
You knew
line?
the Crows won. You knew the Crows won earlier, so all the pressure was on you, and you folded like a cheap tent. Absolute ridiculous, like a TEMU cheap tent. Ridiculous.
We're getting on
absolute ridiculous.
Lucas says you got to take a deep breath and have a glass of LA ice. Bussy Sniffer's on with you. Bussy Sniffer's in your camp. And Bussy Sniffer, we need to get you out near the Hills Hoist again. That was hilarious. It didn't last long, but that was fun. We'll get you back on at some stage.
I'm glad someone's on my side.
We're all on your side.
I got Crows fans. I got Crows fans in there thinking they've won the premiership. I've got Hawthorn fans on Twitter thinking they're going to win the premiership. I've got Collingwood fans everywhere thinking they're going to go undefeated for the next 10 years and win 10 premierships. I'm getting it from everywhere.
What gets you up in the morning, Lucas?
Paul
asked the question. What's getting you pitching a new tent? What's going to get you pitching a new tent, Lucas? What makes you happy about this long cat?
I've got a tent right here. It's on top of my head. A little tent. It stacks up better than what Geelong performed today against GWS. That's for sure. This tent will stay up longer than what they did in the Giants game. Trust me on that.
We need to get you drinking a 2-litre bottle of LA Ice. If Geelong wins a qualifying final, we'll just get you in the backyard, get your mum to hold the phone, if that's okay, Mrs. Coach, and we'll just get you to chug a 2-litre bottle of LA Ice until it's all gone.
If Geelong win a qualifying final, why don't you just ask me to drink poison instead? You get a better response. They're not going to win any qualifying final like this. They might not even beat St Kilda. They might even beat North Melbourne. How embarrassing! They might lose to North Melbourne. Embarrassing at this rate.
Darren says you played Test cricket for Australia. How many centuries? And did you give it away too soon?
Probably gave it away too. So I was a bowler, Darren. So I probably gave it away too soon. But anyway, but it's a joke. It's an absolute. I'm so pissed off tonight. I'm so pissed off where they performed. I've not seen it. I want to go down on the Titanic. Oh, that's how bad I feel. I want to go. I want to fucking lay next down to Kate Winslet and fucking go with her.
Stop swearing, please.
Go inside. Don't interrupt me.
Oh dear! Don't talk to your mum like that.
Told her off.
I'm in trouble now because I've been egging you on. I'm sorry. There's no room, Kate. There's no room for Kate Winslet. Well, Jack. There was no room for Jack, and Jack's a good-looking bloke. So
no room for Jack. Well, apparently there was room for Jack. There could have been. I don't know. Ever seen that show MythBusters? But I don't know. But if Mum's watching, don't interrupt me. I don't interrupt you on your fucking shows.
What shows your mum? Next time we'll get your mum on one time, and then you can go and interrupt your mum. It's one little request. She doesn't like swearing. It's fine. Oh, you were being too loud. That was the thing, I think.
Well, you can get her on after the qualifying final. Well, I don't think Geelong will play Adelaide this year again, but you can get her on after that. She'll come on. She'll yeah. If you think I'm calm and over the edge, wait until she comes on. Especially if a Crows win, or a loss. So I don't say anything during a Crows game. I don't say a word. So much anyway. But no, our performance was shocking. Absolutely fucking terrible. So that's just the way it is. We blew it. We had one job. One job was to win against the Giants, to put some pressure back on Adelaide. We've got Port Adelaide. They've got Hawthorn in the coming Gold Coast. And they get a free pass now. They get an absolute free pass where we're not even going to make top 4. We're going to be taken over by Hawthorn. That's hilarious.
No, we won't. We'll be fine. Is Essendon still a chance to make finals?
Essendon. What's your beef with Essendon? There's no rivalry with Essendon. There's no fucking rivalry there. Well, you keep mentioning there's you keep thinking there's a rivalry with Essendon. When we had rivalry round, right? Back in 2000, early 2000s and whatnot. Yeah. Our rival wasn't even Essendon, it was bloody Melbourne. I don't even know where that came from. But our rivalry was Melbourne. So get angry with Melbourne. Don't get angry with Essendon. Get angry with Melbourne. I don't even consider them a rival either. I don't know what that was about. Maybe who did Hawthorn play that? Who was Hawthorn's rival during those days? Was it Essendon?
I think it was Essendon. They might have played some. Oh, who did Essendon beat most of the time in those grand finals? Sorry, Hawthorn. Who did Hawthorn beat all those years? We used to. We still hate Hawthorn for years to come, Ben. But I don't remember any bad losses to Essendon over the recent times. Shadu's asking a serious question. I should address this. I've got a serious question for you. Do you think SDK would have fared better on Jesse Hogan?
Well, at least someone manned up Hogan for a damn change. At least he wasn't the invisible man like he was the first time in Geelong when no one even bothered to man him up. So that was at least a start. So I don't know who was on Hogan. Who was on Hogan? Tom Stewart. But he did a wonderful job on Hogan's heroes. Unfortunately, Cadman came up from absolutely nowhere and kicked 6 goals, which is embarrassing within itself. No disrespect to Aaron Cadman, but he's not Hogan's heroes. So it was just an all-round bad, worst performance of the year, led by players that didn't care, didn't show passion, were in it for themselves, and it cost us badly. A game we should have won. I don't care if it's in Sydney. I don't care if this was in Sydney. I couldn't care less if this was in the middle of the Antarctic. Couldn't care. We knew what we had to do, and we bottled it. We absolutely bottled it.
Shadu's asking or saying, since Lucas has started appearing on all these Carlton shows, he's really gone full rage mode. Bad culture starting to rub off on you, Lucas. What's happening? You're on the Jumper Punch. You're on the Blue Abroad channel. Terry, we love you. But yes, what is happening? You're hanging around with Carlton people way too much.
Well, I tell you what, I was more loved on the Jumper Punch than I with Blue Abroad. That's for damn sure. I think we can all agree with that one. Well, it's what a coincidence that is. Come on, raging, and I've been on a couple of Carlton shows. That's a huge coincidence, isn't it? Just the toxic environment that Carlton have towards their players. Charlie Curnow in the Tour de France, since he's not playing AFL anymore on his bike. So yeah, maybe the you involve with you if you involve yourself with bad culture. Well, there you go, Ben. You get mad, you get angry. So and tonight I've been on the absolute angry pills. I've been sickened by today's game, by the way Geelong performed today.
And next week, after we beat St Kilda by 140, you'll be shirtless and probably on the slippy slide in the backyard. Mum, there was a lot of chat lot of people in the chat wanted your mum to get the hose on you. I reckon that would be good for your mum if you could shut him up a little bit because he's probably waking the neighbours up. You're probably it's still early in South Australia at the moment, but you never know. There might be a noise complaint coming your way soon, Lucas. But it'd be hilarious if Mum did pull the hose on you, or it woke him up one morning. Mum, get the camera out, get the camera ready, and just pour a bucket of water on him if he sleeps in too much. That would be hilarious. Just like Ethan did when we interviewed Ethan one time on Postgame Live, and his brother was sleeping behind him. Then he put the camera right in his face. That was great. Mum, get Lucas, throw a bucket of water on Lucas in the morning. That would we'll make sure we play that at the start of Postgame Live. But just don't tell him it's coming. Just do it at some point between now and the end of the year. I'd love that. And I'll send you $20 in the mail too.
Oh shit! Don't encourage it, please.
The coach.
Is Adelaide not in the top four? Destroying enough for me, let alone my mum doing that.
Crows are they're also known as the Adelaide Crows. They're absolutely flying at the moment, and they are the pride of South Australia. They've got a wonderful song.
They're the pride of South Australia. Well, they wouldn't be Port Adelaide or that ferals.
The Camry Crows.
They're not that feral as the Adelaide supporters compared to Port Adelaide with their teeth missing.
Paul's saying you're a closet Carlton supporter. That's a low blow.
I think you all need to calm down in the comments. Just settle down.
Where's the Pussycat Lounge? Is that Lucas needs a voucher? Give Lucas a voucher to the Pussycat Lounge. Is that something in Adelaide, or there used to be something in Geelong along those lines? Not that I would know, but there used to be something in Geelong along those lines.
What's this medallion club? You know, I'd love to go down there and run up. That's serious club.
Can't wear hoodies in the medallion club.
Okay.
It's kind of a little bit. Well, no, it's just pricey. It's for the corporates. You know, I think they've got the little TV in front of them on the seat and all that sort of stuff. I've done it once or twice. Paul probably does that every other week because Paul doesn't go to the footy unless he's behind the glass. Paul, he's not one of us. He never watches. He has his cheese board and caviar, and he doesn't know what a meat pie is. He wouldn't know what's the food of choice over in Adelaide. What do they serve in the Adelaide Oval? Is it just normal footy fare like we expect in Victoria, or is it something weird like green sausages or what?
No, it's basic. Well, I'll tell you what, they have a Pacific brand of pie, Balfour's, which is which is South Australian made, and the Villiers pie. Yep. I think that's about $9. Hot dog. You can buy a hot dog for $12. You got your chips in a box for about $15. But this is what I do. I go to KFC. I buy $10.95 chicken and 2 litre LA ice. I go down to my local cricket club, open it up, put the ice in the fridge, and the next day I return to the club, take out the LA ice, 2 litres, get my chicken out, and bang, there you go. I'm eating for only $12 compared to $50 if you were to buy those Adelaide Oval.
What's with the waffle fries? Where's this? Hang on. Bullshit waffle flop. Who invented waffle fries? We need to actually stop this waffle fries nonsense. I don't like them. Can we just have normal chips, please? No more waffle fries. Adelaide, sort yourself out. South Australia, get onto it. It's a problem.
Never tried it. Never tried it. So we've got a pancake house. Have you ever been in Adelaide? You go to the pancake house.
Pancake kitchen or the pancake house? Is it the same thing?
Yes. So very, very, very nice in there. Adelaide, as when everything's on, like gather rounds, when you need 2 weeks of it, because it's Casper the Friendly Ghost season during the winter in Adelaide in the Rundle Mall. You can find a whole lot of Caspers down there. It's a ghost town. What I'm referencing. You need 2 weeks to gather around. You need it at the start, like around 4 to 3, and then you need it at the end. Listen. My mum's told me no. You've told me no. People have told me no. I'll keep pushing the agenda. I'm going to keep mentioning it every single week until I get my 2 weeks. Because it's just you blokes in Melbourne, you get it every week.
Yeah.
Every week gather round. Yes, every week, or except for the opening round. But I don't.
Yep.
That's nothing. I don't even know what that is. What is that? Someone walking around in a Flamengo suit. Fantastic. That's the best they can do in an opening round. Fantastic. We got a big we got a big footy outside Rundle Mall. There you go. People climb on it. People kick the hell out of it. Put darts through it. They try to pinch it, try to pop it. Not me. I don't do that. But we need.
A parlour. What did I say? The pancake kitchen. No one corrected. Did anyone correct me in the chat there? Pancake. Lovely. That's where I went. The lovely thing. Sorry, Lucas. Continue.
And while we're here, I've got a bad thing to say to Paul.
Fire away. Hang on. I'm going to blow you up on the solo here. Fire away. Let both barrels.
Paul, can you stop broadcasting your shows on Thursday night football, please? Can you at least do it during the day? That would be nice. Because you're colliding with football. Now, I know Thursday and Friday nights games are absolutely garbage. For some reason, Essendon and Carlton are the only games that we can get on these days, for some reason. Woke AFL. But stop having your shows on Thursdays. We want to actually see it. We don't want you colliding with football. So either move it to a Saturday or some kind of, there's no footies on, there's no Saturday night games on free to air, so you can move it to Saturday night or you can have it during the day on Thursday. Stop having it on Thursday night footy, mate.
We make him go live at maybe 10 o'clock on a Sunday night. He does need to sleep, but I don't know, maybe we should just, maybe say, look, Paul, times are tough. If you want your job, we're just gonna have to tweak things a little bit here. We need you to start at 10 p.m. and we need you to go till about 12:30 at night. And, I don't know if it'll help. He's back. He's back.
So here's me sitting on the couch, just finished watching Dexter, about to kick in with a bit of PlayStation time, dog on my shoulder. And all of a sudden, Lucas starts talking smack about Thursday night's Paul James show. You can blame Ben. He's the one that does the scheduling here.
You insisted.
Ben, stop scheduling him on Thursday nights.
If you've got any issues with anything that the Hoops crew does, the problem is all directed at Ben. Everything.
Quit basketball.
Every single thing.
You're getting too old for basketball anyway, so quit basketball and we'll put you on a Wednesday night.
Man, I hit a match-winning 3 only 2 games ago.
Did you? Another match-winning 3. No, you hit 5.
There's only one of them. It's the first time ever.
Yep.
Well, I'd say I'm getting new equipment soon. Hopefully, I'm getting new equipment. And a new camera, a new microphone. I'll do a show at 9 a.m. I'll do one at 10 a.m. 9 a.m.
Why don't you go get your footy boots on so you can go practice and so you can show up danger instead of talking smack all the time?
I can't wait for that video. We're going to get Lucas having shots from the pocket, and we'll see how many he gets out of 10.
I'll tell you what, I'll take that. I'll take that challenge on board. I'll accept that. I'll go down to my Adelaide Uni Club, the goal poster up. I'll get someone to film down there. Maybe I'll go live. Maybe Kiri will do it because I'm facing him he's facing me in the nets in the summertime, mate. Because he's against
short ones.
He's against 2 weeks of gather round. So I said to him, "You keep that up. I'm gonna make you go in the net during the summer, and I'm gonna bowl at you." And he's gonna get some beamers as well if he's watching, some beamers and some short stuff. But we can definitely do some kind of live thing. We can go live. And I'll show you how to kick a drop punt. I'll show Jeremy Cameron how to kick a drop punt from a simple, basic angle. It's not that hard. We'll do it 5 times. And I bet you I can probably do it 3 or 4 times. That's how easy. That's how confident. I'll do it 4 times out of 5. 30 meters out. Slide like not just a easy angle.
Come on. I thought you were
the old Lucas would have gone and done it right now.
Quarterfinal style. I thought that's where you were.
I don't think I can kick that far. I'm only like the drop punts, the around the body stuff that Cameron does when he's 30, 25 out is ridiculous. I'm going to go live. I'm going to show you how easy it is to kick a drop punt. And I can guarantee you I'll get 4 out of 5. That's how confident I am. Never played the game. Never kicked a footy in a game ever. I'll kick 4 out of 5 drop punts. And I'll show you how easy it is. I want that shown. I'll show that. You can show that all around Geelong. to the Geelong Football Club that a guy off the street, basically off the street, can kick a drop punt 4 out of 5 times and you have to go around the body. Easy as that. That's a challenge. That's challenge accepted. I'll do that. Trust me, I'll do it.
Yes, you do.
I'm so excited for this.
Stroke the dog, Paul. Stroke the dog. Hang on.
I've got a big sausage in my lap.
It's getting late, people. It's getting late.
Is that the dog's one or your one, Paul?
Oh no!
I'll leave you to interpret that yourself.
Oh, okay.
Jesus, up. We started the up late 4 a.m. stuff already with Paul.
I said it when I was on earlier. If I'm on in the first hour, it's nice and tame, and after that, it starts getting pretty wild, especially once you've jumped into the stream.
It's only 9:30.
Well, someone has to bring the humour. Someone has to bring the crowds in. No, I'm seeing you two guys not doing much.
I just get all the buttoned up stuff out of the way, and then
I'm the straight guy.
Then
I
it's,
just play it straight down the line. I'll let you do your thing, Luke. Yeah.
Paul is like Paul. You're like the fancy suit guy. You know, Ben there, he's like the Adidas or Adidas, whatever you want to call it, Nike. He's a streetwear guy. I come in on it's just I come in, it's just wild.
Bored,
you know, it's like three different personalities. Personalities.
I just don't know why Paul's not in his suit right now, because he normally has a 3-piecer on, but me and you, Lucas, we're just one of the people. We're just the people, and Paul, as I said, doesn't watch football unless he's behind the glass with a wine. Like, there's no beer at the footy. It's all.
Yeah, no, I was talking about you being a closet Carlton supporter. Maybe I'm a closet Melbourne supporter then.
You probably are.
I'll go to the snow.
I tell you what, maybe we should invade the jumper punch. You know, all three of us, or the blue abroad. I'm sure Terry would really love that. I'm sure he'd love to see me. If Terry is watching these, I'd love to have a charity boxing match against him. So so they do gather around fights. You know,
because then you'll get the idea that he's one of us.
I won't.
Yeah. So Kane Corns, you know, that Nathan Brown, that was a gather round fight. Well, maybe we should do something like that. You know, we invite some of these people from other shows. Let's do a charity boxing match. I like to face Terry. I think I can put him down in 1 round.
He's pretty tall. I don't know. I don't know.
I think he's got you covered.
I'm not sure of the fitness levels of Terry these days.
He's pretty tall, but he hits like a pillow. He hits like an absolute pillow. Me, I hit like a double-barrel shotgun. You know, when he went, absolutely. So maybe we can do a little charity boxing match. I'll do my live drop punt kicking first, and then maybe down the future some celebrity AFL YouTube content boxing. I think we'd all love that.
That's one for grand final week. You know, when they do all the activities outside the MCG, we'll set up the ring, and you and Terry can square up, do a little dance. We'll go, 1 minute rounds, because we're not athletes, but we'll see how we go. I don't know if Terry's going to be on board with this, but we'll have a weigh in on the Friday night before the grand final eve. We'll do a weigh in, and then we'll go at it a Saturday morning. And we'll get you on we'll obviously go live on the Hoops Crew, but we'll get you on the Sunday show as well on Channel 7, or the Saturday show.
This will get to Terry somehow. I'm sure Scotty's out there. I'm sure this will get clipped to Terry.
Yeah, and so while we're on that, can we just make sure, just for Terry, when he does see this, we don't associate with this guy?
He's just on our show every week, Terry, but we don't. So he basically sustains post-game live. Keeps it going.
He certainly adds another hour to the show.
Who do we need to hang on. Paul's the undercard. Who do we get Paul to fight before you and Terry go at it, Lucas?
No. Paul, he can fight Telstra.
Telstra.
Oh, yeah, that prick.
Oh, Telstra too. Whatever. We've got to get Scotty on as well. Scotty's got to have Scotty
will come on. We'll be diversity. We'll get some women involved. We'll get Vince and Foz from St Kilda. We'll be diversity. So I'm sure I'm sure she'll be here next week. Geez, have I got some stuff for her? I don't think her content is what I would do, but beggars can't be choosers. So we'll see. But anyway, I'm glad we got this out of the way. I've got the venom out of my system. I've got the rage and anger.
No, you haven't.
So I'm gonna have a kumbaya. I'm gonna watch the cricket. West Indies Australia Test 3 starts tomorrow at 4 a.m. I'll be up for that. Pink ball test. Somehow I don't think I'll get my post game live. I don't know what happened there.
You can blame
Ben.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I blame Paul because he said he was more keen on it than I was. So I just set it all up. And then
Paul, what's going on?
put him in it.
I'm hearing lies. All I'm hearing is lies. This is the bloke.
Scotty Doherty. Oh, hang on. We got another undercard. We got the undercard. We got Jesselenko versus Scotty Doherty. I don't think we'll have to get Jesselenko next time Scotty comes on. Someone's probably reaching out to Scotty right now.
I hope so.
Get him in the octagon. Hell in a cell.
Yeah. Tell you what, when I beat Terry, you can get Sweep Luke on, and I'll knock him out as well in one round. I've got a list going. I love Sweep Luke. So I've got a list going. Terry, Sweep Luke, and then some people on the jumper punch. Maybe Liam on the jumper punch. The Richmond fan.
The Richmond bloke.
So yeah, he's all right, bloke, Liam. But that's my 3 list, and then way he's going. The 4th one will be you, Paul, for putting your shows on Thursday nights with the footy.
Me go head to head with Ben.
Yeah, well, we should go head to head, Paul. We'll see. We'll do it. We'll go head to head, and we'll see what happens. We'll settle the argument once and for all.
There was a bit of tone to that just made me a bit wobbly.
Yeah.
It was a bit overconfident for a second. In a way that I'm not used to from Ben.
Because the way Geelong's going, I don't think I'm going to get my nude run. I don't think I'm going to get my shower run. So we have to get creative here. We have to do something. That's what I can think. Via versus Lucas. No, we don't want men versus. It's not the WWE. You don't want men versus women. I don't do that kind of thing.
If we do the Royal Rumble, I think Scotty and Lucas are going to team up. Even though they're natural enemies, but I reckon we team them up. I don't know if that's how a Royal Rumble works, but
I reckon Paul and Telstra can team up, and then they can fight me and Scotty.
We're there, yeah. No, not team up.
We're changing the channel into a boxing channel.
Jeez.
When the season's over, we just get all the content creators together, and we just have punch-ons all throughout the summer.
I mean, that's a thing. It's called Creator Clash, and it failed miserably.
You don't need charity boxing matches when they do it at the MCG every week.
Just go to a Carlton Collingwood game. Fine. Yeah. Especially
that Carlton Collingwood game. So maybe we'll get Sweep Luke and Scotty to throw in some rounds. But anyway, I've carried this show for two hours. I got you over the 2-hour line. For some reason, Ben, you don't want to do 2 hours no more.
We got there.
Yeah, that's because of me. Yeah.
We just need more guests. I just want 30 guests to come on, and then I'll narrow everything down to 10 minutes each. And then
I know this has been coming from me, but Lucas, I really appreciate your humility right now.
Yeah,
it's all because of me.
Weapons. Horatio's got a good idea for a weapon. You can bring a 2-litre bottle of LA Ice into the ring. Paul can bring his PlayStation controller. What am I going to bring?
I think his PlayStation controller will be a little bit more expensive than my 2-litre ice bottle, but
worth more than you.
Yeah, worth it on me. Okay, fair enough. But. This is supposed to be full of hate. This show. I've came up the long run and started pot shotting games. Now we're going off with a laugh. I don't know what's going on. You two, you do something to me. I try to get the views in. I try to act like the show's clown. So I'm doing my best. It's more than what you two guys are doing. But yeah, and Darren Gilmore, onto you, mate. I saw you in your AFL gear. That was even more embarrassing than what Geelong put up today in GWS. So no wonder they lost. So cut that out, Darren, please. I don't know if you two saw that.
Darren jinxed it. You shouldn't have gone. It's his fault.
Yeah,
You shouldn't have gone.
Darren, that's on you. That's on you, Darren.
on you,
For turning in to your footy gear. So I want Darren to come on more. Why have you gone MIA on us? Get on. If people in the chat, are afraid to not get on, well, look at me.
Once.
George come on once.
More games in AFL than Darren Gilmore's come on post game live. So. George has got you, Darren. He's got you.
Yeah. Yeah, if I can embarrass myself for one show and then keep coming back, hey, it's worth it. But that's a tremendous looking. It looks like you're doing that from a hotel, Paul, a luxury hotel. Right?
Evil
yeah,
wear.
look at that. Look at that. Yeah.
Show the whole. You'll dox yourself again, Paul.
Oh, the chandelier. Now you're gonna get my mum jealous. She loves those chandeliers. So we're building in the Barossa, right?
Like it's plastic.
Yeah. We're plastic. Well, we're building in the Barossa. So that's going to be exciting for me. An hour drive into the city. Oh, that's fuck. What a great way that is. What a great day that will be. But no, we're moving into the Barossa, a nice house, building a nice house. And she likes the chandeliers. She loves the chandeliers, the chandelier lights.
You're going to get the cabin out the back, right?
No. But
you sing the song that Sia song, chandelier here. I can't do it. Anyway,
swinging from a chandelier. Yeah,
I can't do it.
He said Lucas comes on this stream. He's more like he's swinging in on a wrecking ball, really.
Swinging an egg.
And I'm not even half naked. Like Miley was on the wrecking ball.
We don't know what the bottom half looks like, but that's what
red shorts.
No, I've got the pants on. I've got the pants on, so I'm fully dressed.
Don't wear socks on the grass.
Well, I've got my Crocs. I'm wearing my Crocs. I'm wearing my Crocs with the
Brian,
yeah.
get out of here.
Yeah.
All right. Let's wind the show.
Just on him, I'm glad he had a good game because he's been crap the last 2 weeks. So at least that's one positive.
Yeah, one
bad. It looks like he's gave that to Max Holmes. He's been terrible, but no. For the record, if anyone's misunderstood me. Fuck me, they've done that since I've been on here. Apologies to Shannon Neal. You did kick 5. So apologies there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for the record.
On your knees apologising in front of Shannon.
But in front of the pizza, in front of Shannon's Pizza, Cyril Cook Florist, new sponsors.
This is
Great
exactly
to have you
the
on
moment
board.
when we need a sponsor, Reed. Yeah, thanks, mate.
The perfect.
I'm sure.
Time.
I'm sure they love this show right now. But
Lucas starts talking about people getting on their knees, and that's the opportunity for you to start throwing to the sponsors. Yeah.
Oh shit! Well, I'll tell you what, maybe I'll get LA Ice on board, and that can lift your show. But anyway, the flame is out, and I'll see you guys next week where we'll lose to St Kilda, get smashed, or we could win and I'll get nude in the shower. But we'll see you then, and hope everyone have a good night. Goodbye.
See you, Lucas. That's a nice way to finish the show. Good boy. Good on you, Lucas.
What a nice
want to see the mum come with a hose though, or a bucket of water. If we could get that filmed, I don't know if that'll happen, but
I'm sure she's still watching. I don't know. I have to scroll back and see when her last comment was. But if she is watching, just one of these days when he's out there having one of these moments, you just got to sneak up behind and empty the bucket on him.
We'll get one of those whipped cream cans, just squirt him in the. I don't know. Do some. We just want Lucas pranks. We should just turn this channel into the Lucas prank channel, where Lucas's mum just tortures him, just does all these fun things to him. But no, it was a good show, Paul. It was a good show. Thanks for coming back on. I do
my
appreciate
bit.
it. I will kick you off shortly, but and wind the show up. But what game are you playing tonight, Paul? What's the game of the show? We don't normally have a game of the show, but what is the game of the show?
We don't normally have a game of post-game live, no. Bit
What are
more
you playing?
obscure. Exhibition
Playing
Thursday.
Mario Kart again?
Yeah, no, I've moved on from Mario Kart.
Okay. Zelda?
That'd be nice.
Ninja Turtles?
Definitely
Arcade
not.
version? 1990 arcade version? Which is I spent
don't
about
think I can-
$1,000
I
on,
don't think I
but
can flip my camera around.
don't doc. You're gonna share something you don't want to share.
There's
Take it
nothing
to
bad about
unless you want to go the whole hog and just go for a tour of the house. Let's do that.
Classed it.
Let's go say hi to your
No,
partner.
the kids are sleeping.
Wake the kids up. Open the door.
Kids are sleeping. Wife's trying to get some sleep too because she's been unwell. It's just
can
me and the
hear you
dog here on the couch.
She can hear you talking. Yeah.
Undoubtedly can hear me talking. Would probably much rather post-game live end so that I stop talking.
And she's probably going to be grumpy with me because she probably thinks I'm steering. I'm encouraging you, which I'm not. You come on your own.
No, the
your
bear
own
was
choice.
poked. The bear was poked by
deliberately.
Lucas, and
Yep.
here I am.
Deliberately. Gilmore's the male model. It's been fun. The chat's been fun. Thanks, chat, for getting engaged. But Paul, I'll let you go. That's an early whip. I'll let you get out of here. And I'll
Be
good
all
luck.
on tomorrow morning for the reaction video, and then make sure you rock up en masse for the Paul James show on Monday night. Which, for the record, since we're here and Lucas has been throwing other stupid comments around, you decided to name the show after me.
No, we didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I've recorded the conversation. You insisted that
Oh,
we
you
call
did,
it.
huh? Yeah, sure.
You wrote it. We were out having coffee, and you wrote it on the napkin. You said you sat back and you said you slid it across the table, and you said, "I'll do it." This is what it's called. It's called the Paul James Show. And I held the napkin up. You serious? And you said, oh, "That's the only way we're going to do this thing, Benny boy." And I'm like, "All right, we'll see how it flies." And that's the story. That's what we'll stick with. All right. Good night, mate.
Enjoy. See you, man.
He's gone, finally. He's still hanging around, but I could boot him from the studio, but I won't. All right. Thanks, everyone. I'm feeling a bit better now. I am. It's always, I don't like losing, but it's football, and, you don't win 23 games a year, do you? You got to lose a few. What does that make? Seven losses for us this year. I think 5 or 6, something like that. 5, 6, 7. Doesn't matter. We're going pretty well. We've got a good run home. We just got to get over the Saints. Get over that one. That's the one I need to get over. And then I think North the next week we should get that one. So hopefully, without sounding too arrogant, how can you not sound too arrogant when you're talking about winning 6 straight? How can you not? Hopefully the Cats will finish the season strong. Hopefully some teams above us or around us on the ladder maybe start to drop a few. There are some games against other teams in the 8 that they're playing against each other, so that should help us a little bit, but we'll see how that falls. Anyway, main thing is the Cats find some form again. I think we've lost 2 out of the last 3, so we need to get some form back. We need to get some players back in touch, and the fans, we need to get en masse to GMHBA or Kidinia Park, whatever you prefer to call it, next weekend to support the Cats against the Saints. We got to win that one, guys. We absolutely have to win that one. Thanks to everyone who came on tonight. Thanks to everyone in the chat. It's been fun the whole way through, but especially the last 45 minutes or so. It has been fun. Thank you, Darth Lucas, coming on. I preferred Darth. I think I prefer Darth Lucas to shirtless Lucas. I think that's my favorite version. I want to see straight lace Lucas one time. Lucas in a power suit, 1980s style. Something I don't know. What do you want to see from Lucas? We'll see if we can make it happen. I want to see Mrs. Lucas throw a bucket of water on him at 12 o'clock to get him out of bed because apparently he doesn't get up before 1 p.m. Unless lunch is on the table or something like that. So, that's the only way. So yes, let's wake Lucas up. Lucas in a full zoot suit. Richmond up by 19. I don't think Essendon's making top 4 anymore. But anyway, enough of that. All right, we've gone nearly 2.5 hours after a Geelong loss. Can you believe it? Thank you again for joining us. Now, who's winning the pizza tonight? I do like to give it to someone I haven't given it to before. I do. I think it's down. It's between the Dubs and Gary, and I've got a feeling both of them are out of town. I could be wrong. I don't know where the Dubs is at. Possibly both of them are out of town, but I have a feeling Gary might come to Geelong once in a while. So this week I'm gonna give it to Gary the Goat. Gary the Goat, Shannon Pizza Award is yours this week. It's all yours, Shannon Pizza. Thank you very much, Shannon Pizza, for sponsoring the show tonight. Appreciate that as always. Also, a massive thank you to Cyril Cook Florists in Geelong. Don't forget, you get 20% off if you use the promo code Paul Sucks. No, the promo code Go Cats. I think both promo. We should actually get the other promo code to work as well. I might talk to him about that. Paul Sucks. That might work. Maybe you get 25% off of that one. I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him about that one. But Go Cats, try that one. Thank you, Cyril Cook Florist. Thanks, everyone in the chat. As always, I'll get rid of that little graphic there. Thank you very much. Yeah, bad loss. Bad loss tonight, but you have them every now and then. It is what it is. I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget, Paul will be doing his match review tomorrow morning, as he said. I hope he tells it as it is. I hope he doesn't pull back a little bit and, worrying about his, coming off as too negative or anything. I hope he actually gives them both barrels because they just, he's back again. See, I knew this would happen. I knew he'd hang around like a bad smell. How do I get rid of him? There you go. He's gone again. That doesn't stop. It doesn't seem to work anyway. But no, check him out tomorrow morning. See, I'm giving you a plug, Paul. I'm doing nice by you. So check him out tomorrow morning. Whenever he gets it out, he'll probably get up at, I don't know what time he'll wake up tomorrow morning, but he'll get to it. Tell it straight, Paul. Tell it how it is. People want the honest truth. We don't want you to sugarcoat it, Paul. We want the honest truth. And you'll get your 2,000 views.
Says the bloke who thought we were a middling club.
We're not a middling club. We're an awesome club. What are you talking about? I never said that. And Paul will be back again because we never let him rest. He'll be back on Monday night for his post-game live show. And there's no footy to compete with on a Monday night, so it's a perfect time to review the game. He's already reviewed it tomorrow, but it's probably more of a fun little chat. We touch on the rest of the games and whatever else has happened through the week as well. And we rage about not winning Rising Star. I don't think we'll win the Rising Star this week, but we'll still rage about something, I'm sure, no matter what. That's it from me, everyone. Thank you so much. The chaps are back Tuesday too. I probably should have mentioned them as well. I'll be back whenever post-game live is. I think I got a feeling it's Friday night. I can't exactly remember, but I'll be back for post-game live anyway after that. And hopefully you'll join us and join in the fun and the hijinks. And Lucas might be here with his no shirt or his red shorts on. We'll see. Anyway, go Cats. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.
It's time for the show. Dropping pussy down facts, mitts, forwards and backs. Representing G-Town while talking the smack. Clashing facts like Patty, where the hell you at? Hoops crew are exploding, don't ever look back. Then we got Paul, yeah, he knows his stuff. He's a man, he's a myth, taking on the nuffs. The man don't miss, he loves to react. His words cut deep, he's a counterattack. Paul's on fire, brings the mic to life. Don't fuck with P-Dog if you value your life. Oh, they fuck shit up, yeah, they run G-Town. The Hoops crew's here and they'll never back down. Jake, Tommy, Sambo, always rocking the game. Betty and Paul, man, remember the names. In the studio, Jake's bringing the noise. With Johnny and Sambo, the chaps chat boys. They're electric and they're ready to roll. The boys are on fire and they're taking control. Recaps and previews, yeah, they cover it all. Part of the Hoops crew with Betty and Paul. They fuck shit up, yeah, they run G-Town. The Hoops crew, baby, they'll never back down. Jake, Johnny, Sambo, always rocking the game. Betty and Paul, chasing glory and fame. Lees, Max, Holmes, and Jack Bowes. Tommy fucking Atkins, he'll break your damn nose. Stewie in the middle, and Reese in the ruck. They see Big Jezza and they know they're fucked. They're the T-Town boys, go hard or go home. They're fucking insane, taking over the throne. Oh, they fuck shit up, yeah, they run T-Town. The Hoops crew